I think it's working now. Nice. Hello. What's up? I think we are late already. Can you hear the audio? Byte to low quality. Is it low quality? Okay.
As well, at least
Now
trades out Con. If
better.
he's not there and instead is in front of that jet, it's a different game altogether. But keeping the numbers like that, buying a little bit of time, and then winning their fights when it came to it. Also a very lucky spam by Loida, but that's neither here nor there.
EDG का मैच देखना है यार मेरे को. I didn't set.
Considering the 2 rounds EDG have been extremely dominant.
Oh, they love this C pressure. And I like the adaptation from BBL to put Larocque there. He wants to try and fight them on it. Utility being sent out to clear him, and he's taken a lot of damage on the way back out. In fact, there's pressure in! The stinger, enough for Con to find the opener, and already Gianni has managed to add another. This C-site execute, once they've got into position,
Now.
so much work in terms of damage.
Now. Are you able to see it?
On the other side of the map. I was
Just reload, guys. Reload.
However, right now, I feel like Lover's Rock is looking for the classic, I got 1 kill, so, you know, that means I did damage. Bro, you're going up rare. Leave. You can't leave now.
He doesn't have the choice.
Yeah, he could have before, but he can't now.
Oh my god. Low quality दिखा रहा है.
They're going to slip right past him. So for now, at least, if he continues flying under the radar, perhaps he'll get to keep it. He's not going for a ninja.
No, still same.
It won't work. Not with sign. Oh my god, he is. He's trying it. He's going to try it.
Wait, he might get it.
He could have time here. I think he's got time, and no one's close by enough. It's going to be a spam from Signed. Has he got it? It's so close!
Oh,
no way!
My
Lover's Rock steals the round away!
He's just on a 1v5. I can't believe we've just seen someone 1v5 Ninja Defuse on the first map of the tournament. I can't believe it.
Even as he was running towards the site, I didn't believe that's what he was doing. And they all left, Tom. Why did they all leave? The vice left.
Ninja refused.
They just left him. Oh, what a disaster. Well, somehow this man's sticking around for 1 extra.
1 minute ना मैं stop streaming करती हूँ.
You can't blame.
And now EDG are
Guys, अभी देखो तुम्हें.
For 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and finally they'll make a move. But BBL have waited as well. They are still sat in position. Of course, they don't expect Larocque to be stood there. With the vice wall covering his back, he doesn't care. They've
Oh my god.
completely open, but BBL are willing to take that gamble, and it's paying off for now.
Pretty hefty advantage.
Wait a second. I hope it's looking good now.
Loiter
Better,
again
I
for
mean.
Bang. Treven decides he doesn't want to face into the Kankan operator, and honestly, that's okay. I don't think many people do.
You start an eco or low by round, a little bit of aggression, sure, but once you meet that operator, it's time to turn. Nice attempt by Rose to play sneaky beaky like, but he's been caught, and now all on to Kraven. Guardian got the weapon for the job, at least. Already the first one tap under his belt, but Signed puts an end to that. 6-4 now. EDG with a chance to equalize still at the halftime.
Yeah, it was looking like a
Check mic.
after the 1v5,
Mic.
potential for BBL to run away with this.
Wait.
but
Let me see the mic
potential
also.
is slowly slipping away from them. Of course, on a regional standpoint, EDG are normally incredible. on the
Hello,
attack
hello.
side, so
It's
I'm
working.
interested to see
You're good now.
they're going to have that same
Yeah.
sort of caliber on the defense. We've only seen them play the defense really versus DRG, who they lost to both times.
Let me see.
But of course,
EDG signed. Nobody. Genie. GMGK.
these players, even without
EDG is a winner. या खेल पाएंगे ठीक से इस
this
टाइम
early aggressive start,
मतलब do they have the same spirit as
he's going to continue his pushing, but it's almost
Masters London, Big City Masters London?
Oh, it's a great paranoia. Chichu on a tear.
OMG overlay and all, yeah, overlay and all. I haven't seen it. Wait, let me see. Like, I directly
Workable position.
came here for streaming.
Corner, poking on the left. There's a wall in front of him, and some thorns to his left. It might draw the eye of the rest of the squad, but they won't see anyone fighting them as they go through. They're suspicious, but Rose lands 2 in a row. A quick double to Spike. The wait till the ball comes down.
hello.
They can retrieve it, but not without a fight. Rose is still guarding it in that corner, and he'll catch Con for 7. The lead locked in for halftime.
I'm very surprised that Rose got as much done from that corner. Normally I expect that to be a one and done. Of course, EDG were focusing more on the timing of getting over the wall. And because of that, they walk through. One's looking his way. The other's obviously clearing the other angle. That player doesn't hit. He gets 2 for 1. It worked out wonderfully.
Ladies and
for the
gentlemen,
IGL of
caster. Caster over caster.
Look to come out with an 8-4 half. Of course, 7-5 with a pistol and second round under their belt.
Next is Ascent, Lotus, Ascent, Sunset. Sunset is very bad. हम लोग खेल रहे थे खुद कल नहीं हो रहा था हमसे Sunset में.
A player is likely already crossed. It's Rose currently holding the operator, allowing Lovers Rock to get aggressive and now peeking into a double of players. All going to be baited. But instead, they go back towards the C site, which as of right now is completely open. It does look like BBL is setting up for the retake, though.
Yeah, that it does. I mean, they've got 4 players having pushed up on A. A lot of space taken there. The whole idea is to just fight this outside, this attacker side of the map. And the idea from EDG is to do the exact
ये तो common हो गया है ना? Common वाले agents कौन सा है? Raze तो सब लेते हैं. Raze, Vyas और Pice और
trying to make this comfortable for that player. And now
Omen. Very common. Omen तो मैं हर मैच में देखती ही हूँ VCT में.
BBL gonna run straight through, already having dodged the ultimate. They've got their weapons in hand, and now Signed and Chichu have numbers against them. A smoke that's gonna block them off, and the diffuse can now be tapped. A spam through the
Jet. Jet भी देखा है. Jet is not common. इनमें किधर है Jet?
And Signed is there to close it out. It will be 5 at the half. The lead for BBL, but EDG not that far behind.
Oh, another great round coming
Oh
out.
my god.
I think
Blue hair.
2
The
or
last
3.
5 rounds, he's on fire.
You could put at least a few down to him individually. Or just even the spam through the smoke, making sure they couldn't even get it to half. I think at that point, Loiter already knew that round.
Steam mode चालू करना when you get time.
Especially when you consider
Oh my god.
5 ninja defuse in the mix and you didn't win the pistol. I think that's not too bad for EDG.
Yeah, you know, often we talk about the pistol rounds in a situation like this, 7-5. You're like, oh, the pistol made the difference here. That's what gave you the leg up. Another 1v5. The 1v5 ninja defuse is what gave you the leg up there. That's tough. But for BBL,
Hello, HyperX. Welcome to the stream. How you doing, buddy?
Don't think they're out of the woods just yet. Mistakes from EDG allowing that ninja to fuse through. That's a flash in the pan. I think this team is only going to get better and better as the tournament goes on as well. And that's always the effect that we see.
I don't know what's going at my house.
Stand in. You think about Zeiss. Yes, he was great when he stood in for KC the first time around. But as the days went on, as the weeks went on, he started to grow more and more into that position. The team identity looked better. Started to feel how to call in the game, and the team knew how to play around him as well. And that's exactly what I expect to see here for EDG, that Sign will become more and more integrated into this roster over games. That on-stage experience is vital for any top-tier player. And so, he's coming in here with these guys. I don't just mean on-stage experience as a player, I mean with your team, right?
Yeah, of course.
And he's coming in here with a chance to build that day by day.
तीन की मैच है आज लाइक करोगे तो कल इंडिया जीतेगी.
We do have like a coach in the mix. Because you can have those additional inputs that you might normally have to call a tactical pause for. So it can give you additional value. Of course, what you lose is Smoggy, who's an insane player. So it definitely, I'm not going to say it's a full positive. I think there's some pretty hefty negatives in there. But he's held his own so far in the game. And, of course, you still have crazy caliber players like Chichu, who's just popping off.
Oh my god.
And going into the defensive side. We'll have to wait and see what they have on offer. As said, when it comes to their regional victories, it's normally the attack side where they shine. But a lot of the time, they dominate that first half so much that we don't actually see that much of their defensive side. So I'm excited to see what we're going to get. He's 17 and 8, by the way.
Genuinely, it's the last 5 rounds, excluding one. I remember he got like a 2K out of 4, then a 2K clutch, a 4K to close it out as well. Chichu's having a game, man. 7-5 though. Pistol round underway, and it's BBL on the attack. Lee said we're going to get a glimpse here of EDG on the defense. Players baiting that initial fight. In fact, Jet's the only one baiting it, dashing back and then leaving nobody embedded for the late round. I like this idea, and it does look like BBL are late going to fill into that space, but they're going to open the door. And that's where a problem forms for nobody. In fact, nobody's opened the door. And that has caused a problem for nobody. They're all around him. He's going to be taken down, but the trade's at least favorable for EDG.
Yeah.
Great paranoia.
He did pretty well there, getting out of that with a kill and then setting up Chichu, who, I'll be honest, he doesn't need much setting up. He's just managed to right-click a guy down to 8 HP through half of the bullets hitting the wall.
Yeah.
That's how the classic works. There you go. That's all you need.
I was thinking that. I was like, I'm pretty sure the wall ate most of those shots. I just saw his health bar disappear. Like, oh.
Well, look at the control, though. Kreven's managed to get them into the A. The thing I like from EDG, though, they've grouped up. Bar one player, that one player's Kankan, I'll allow it.
Safe enough pair of hands if he's on his own. Yeah, I'll certainly be believing in him. Plant coming through for BBL. A man down and a lot of HP missing on Loida. He's going to try to be
अभी ठीक होगा. देखो भाई कितने दिन का टूर्नामेंट होता है. अभी ग्रुप स्टेज चल रहा है. 2 वीक चलेगा ये.
It seems like Lloyd has hit another level in this pistol round. Already 3 kills under his belt, but he might need to do more. Kreven's the only one left on his team.
कल ग्लोबल एस्पोर्ट्स का मैच होगा गाइस. कल मेन मैच है अपना. It's all good now. Yes. Guys, तुम लोग लाइक करो.
Yeah, that's both pistols under their belts as well, and I agree with you. I thought that Loiter would be dead to rights. The fact he gets 2 while on 8 HP, that's the defining part of the round. If he gets
EDG निकाल लेगी यार. क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा?
The remaining players of BBL. Instead, it gives Kreven a lot more of an opportunity to isolate some of those fights. 8-5. Lead extended. Come on.
हाँ? इनका इको राउंड है?
One more do you need?
Lovers rock with a sniper. Nobody, the sniper being the outlaw, but nobody even having shields. Should be an easy cleanup for any fights.
इन लोग ने शील्ड भी नहीं लिया है. नहीं लिया है शील्ड.
Well, technically, I said nobody has shields, so I'm incorrect because I said.
ऐसा कैसा खेल रहे हैं?
No player on the defensive side has shield.
Come on, try harder.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. I thought he had a shield beside his name, and it definitely wasn't the fact that his name is nobody, and it's an annoyance. Something, someone, and nobody. God damn it. Well,
sound like a hater.
It should be the cleanup, but the weapon he comes up against is a sniper on the other side, and in the hands of Con, it's good enough for the kill. Problem is, everyone else has classics.
looking to come in on that flank position, but it does seem like the attackers have now sort of realized that flash has left Rose so blind, but
अरे इनके पास गन भी नहीं है,
he's got almost all of his kills from corners.
शील्ड नहीं है इनके पास, ये विदाउट शील्ड कैसे खेल रहे हैं?
That's a fourth. I think he may only have 5, but we'll call that.
And he got Con in the back from the corner on C long. So he
Oh my god, वही एक के पास था, उसने एक निकाल के मर गया वो.
Clean up for BBL.
ना फाइन yeah.
We basically need to see the breakback.
Guys, without shield, no guns.
Of course, this is their opponent's map choice, but we don't really know what to expect from Ascent going in. It's not a map that we've seen them play too much recently. In fact, too much might be an understatement. We haven't seen them play at all.
बीच में बंद हो रहा है. हाँ क्या पता क्या हो गया इसको. इको था ना स्वैप के बाद सेकंड राउंड. जीत गए थे ना वो लोग. अच्छा स्वैप के बाद सेकंड राउंड था, बट जीत गए थे वो लोग.
Vandal up close, not good for nobody. Caught pulling it out, and Loida gets an easy opener. The plant now on the B side as a result, but of course, Chichu not going quiet.
Oh my god.
The good nade, but the cover equally as good.
Heavy damage जीत दिया. 4 HP पे है वो.
Shot already onto Kankan as well. Leaves just 2 standing.
Dave call already.
Agent इनके पास है, but heal agent जिंदा नहीं है. Byte
It feels like they're leaving him boxed in on his own setup against
V2 कैसे खेल सकते हैं लोग?
The problem is one of the normal positions for that wall is
सकते हो 4 HP पे ही है.
It's fine to not do that if you're very aware of the gap. I think you can tell from the way that nobody died. He was completely unaware from the gap. That can't happen again.
Yeah,
it's not been the prettiest. Rose has gone down to the spike. Well, he was making sure they're not getting ninja diffused, and I can certainly appreciate that. Well played, Rose. But for EDG, uncharacteristic mistakes. That's the thing that's surprising. You had the 1v5 ninja diffuse earlier. You have this round as well, where BBL are allowed to simply walk up.
And Lorok's giving them a round of applause.
Of course he is. Of course he is. I haven't seen them stand up all too much so far, but hey, there's plenty more room to the series.
Comfy.
Exactly. There you go. Sponsors are gonna love that one. That was a great hit. We've planned out a few of these for the day. So
definitely.
What's next on the script? Well, 10-5, BBL in a very good position right now. They come into this. We spoke about it, EDG favorites, but we don't know how they'll play with the stand-in. To be honest, I'm not going to blame on the stand-in. Top down, it's looked a little bit messy in some of the rounds. We still need to see them wake up. Very low buy as well in this one. Chichu, understandably, is the man with the rifle. That's it. That's the other problem. That wall's getting tripped for free once that door goes up, and it looks like BBL definitely posturing for this A hit. They've allowed EDG to know it. All the info there for the defensive side.
Yeah, and I think that's the bay. They're ready for Kankan's push. Again, he might be a bit more of a surprise. The flash. Signed. Gets the timing. They found the rat this time. Now the split back to B, but there's a player ready and waiting. Jenny has his nade primed. Again, can just look to slow them down. Paranoia in, and there's the man of the moment, Chichu, with that rifle. Even escaping from this, you're still walking back into another player in the form of Signed. He's got himself an additional... 2 quick shots. But they still have to answer the question of where do we go from here? The C site seems the safest. And that allows for that
must किया इसने.
All the way back to the other side of the map and a post plant.
Oh, Lover's Rock almost getting caught. But he's on the right agent for it. Quickly able to slip away. Back to the C site. They know the outlaw is lurking around, and for Signed, that's a big problem. For Chichu, not so much, at least for now. Ult's going to be put into play from the shadows. He sat in the backside, spots 1, maybe even 2. They definitely have the info to work with. Loida as the same himself. Lover's Rock wraps around.
Sign
down and leave Chichu in an unwinnable spot. Time against him.
एंटी बहुत घूम के जाना पड़ता था. सी साइड पे एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था.
I'm surprised to not see like a pause coming through from EDG, even just to settle the nerves.
Yeah, I think it might be one of those games where you're just kind of going like, okay, let's go with the flow. Let's learn a little bit of our own weaknesses, but also, yeah, as you sort of said, I think a lot of the mistakes have been a little bit more blatant, like gaps being left and things that I don't think you necessarily need to be told that need to be fixed. Chichu, though, still having an insane game. He's being matched, at least by one or two. Gianni
घुस गए ये लोग.
but they are just waiting on the other side to try and catch them out. Lover's Rock, he's already taken quite a bit of damage. A push in towards Chichu might not be advised. Ooh, maybe now it will be. He tries to TP away. And again, look at the space that's already been claimed.
इसलिए मेरे को नियॉन का डर लगता है.
Nice shot by Concon, but we need another to pull them back into this round. The other problem being with plenty of members to this attacking side, they don't need to worry all too much about rotating that player through.
Nice.
The flank coming through is a big problem. Signed has not been spotted. They seem to have no idea.
अरे ये घुस रहा नहीं है एक. Nice.
And now finally, Loida does need to rotate through, but when he does, it's too little, too late.
Finally एक round आ गया इनके. Nice, nice, nice.
I think that
जीतने से पहले.
Great work on the timing on the flank, but the big player in this round is Kankan. Because not only does he get these 2 kills, I do think this is audacious from Lover's Rock to even look in that direction, but then he starts baiting for his teammate. Because eventually someone's going to look behind. But if you have a guy on Jet jumping around with his knives out, you're looking at that guy. You're looking at the guy who's the biggest threat in the server most of the time. And that's the moment that gives the Signed the opportunity to strike. 11-6. A break back after 4 in a row. But is it the first of many? Or a blip?
Oh.
Having no look when it comes to these showstoppers.
अरे ले ले.
3 versus 4. Damage done to Rose.
Nice.
Taken down with ease, miles away, and the showstopper lands for damage. Not for the
अभी डालना चाहिए था. अभी सामने ही है दोनों भी.
They are throwing everything at this one. Even in the 4v2, no room for error. And well,
मस्त मारा.
Easy meal of it, but now Signed and Chichu. One away from the ult on Loida, he can run, take the orb outside C, and then plant with ease. This has turned into a much more dangerous round.
इनको पता है ये सी जाएगा.
It does seem like this has been thought of, though. Look at Chichu. Chichu is so ahead of the game. He's so ahead of it. He's so ahead of it. He knows exactly what's coming. He's going to be waiting for his opponent. The second he goes with a plan, you thought
Lol.
brain play, Loiter, but Chichu's brain is
ये ऐसे ही करता है. सी पे जाके प्लान करता है.
would have expected it.
I almost don't care who wins this. I feel like Chichu's MVP. The guy's just been putting in a shift, man. So many impressive rounds across this map. He's kept them in it. And this would have been a very flat first half, if not for him, and it would have been a game over. Although absolutely anyone watching the 1v5 defuse would have cancelled that. But 4 rounds left to go. The gap's starting to
प्लान देता था.
But the thing is, in the back of my mind, it is any moment that BBL can answer up. It's not even waiting for the next round when the full buy comes through. They're just as dangerous here with pistols.
Couple of ults here and there to play with as well, but very situational ones. And the ult for the defenders is useless.
Malak. Oh.
Kankan's push already gets an open. Chichu very open.
अरे रे रे.
Nice.
बहुत लोग हैं.
Gianni at least keeps them the advantage. The Nightfall has
Oh.
in quick succession. Both players pick up a kill. Nobody's been bottom of the team so far. But they need him to win this one.
Crept up, got Rose. With the first
1v1. Oh.
caught in the corner and caught by nobody. It's been a rough map for this guy so far. But the win now fills his sails. Again, a necessary clutch. BBL constantly on the edge of running away with this. And yes, it should have been an easy round. They had pistols, yada yada. I don't care. For nobody, that's the round he needs. A clutch to get him back in the game.
I think they were all laughing after that.
Jinx him. Did I jinx him? You? Huh? Chicho is too good.
Very well played in the end. Well, you mentioned timeouts earlier. It's going to be BBL taking one. 3 rounds in the lead, but feeling the pressure. And I think they know, as we talked about in this group in general, You're playing up against EDG with a stand-in. Still a tough opponent, but I don't think any of the opponents look any easier.
Time out, time out.
Full force, RRQ, 100 Thieves. So, it's gonna
अगर
be
ये
very
जीत गए तो
to see whether or not they can
Oh
get
my
this one
God.
over the line.
शौक
Slips,
बैठेगा मेरे
and then
को.
you go into an ascent where, hey,
मतलब
your
शौक तो
opponent's
नहीं
got
बढ़ेगा,
some
अभी
cards
जीते
not
ये
right.
लोग.
You can't have prepped anything going into that map. You'll start to feel pressure.
And for BBL, we already mentioned it, winning this map, having Ascent up next, it could set them up to knock
मेरा
this out
कैट है वहाँ पे.
2-0 to a
प्रेशर है
complete
बेचारे
sunset.
पे, हाथ चेक हो रहा था बेचारे का. लॉल. मतलब वो फ्लैश किया था तो इजीली मार सकता था, बट वो क्लच थोड़ा सा मतलब ऐसे लग रहा था कि बहुत प्रेशर है.
Time to get right back into the game. We said lights out for Chichu. Looks like Lloyd is matching his performance as well. Certainly had his fair share of rounds, but for Chichu, it's that underdog story. It's because they're behind and he's been the one fighting back in for them. And on this team, that's bloody impressive.
Well, even after 3 rounds in a row, it's going to be an operator with no shields coming into this round for Kankan. So definitely a little bit more vulnerable.
Oh my God.
See you later, LaRock.
All because of that clutch, you know? Wouldn't have had the
कैसे मार दे रहे हैं लोग.
Most people would have thought that nobody was there, but not nobody. Kankan in position, waiting. Had a teammate to support, but
अरे नाइस नाइस. भाग गए. वाओ अच्छा मारा बट.
Quick on the trigger, but Jenny, a snake in the grass, striking when they least expect.
ना.
The first doesn't come too easy. He's left on 5 HP and that nade is
ओ बट क्या किया, सब लोग तो मरे. ये लोग
he's alive.
एक जन बैठ के मार रहे इतना. अरे
And now a 1v1, surely not.
क्या
Kreven, but the spike is down and Jenny is protecting it.
क्रेवन क्या खेल रहा है क्रेवन.
Line here. That's for a future round instead. Kreven playing it slow. The problem is without opening that door, Jenny's gonna know you're coming from this direction. And Kreven, it's been so long, he doesn't know where his opponent's gone.
Oh my God.
single bullet needs to be
Ah,
to close the round.
एस होता उसका शायद.
An all-time clutch for Kreven with 5 HP, but it is still the streak of rounds going. Now again, it's incredibly costly for EDG. They were already on the back burner just getting an operator into the round. You see why they got the operator, because of how fast Kankan is. The snake in the grass this time flips to the other side with Gianni having another big round on the Raze. Of course, as I said, we've seen him on Duelist in the past, but it's him swapping back to it for this. He's looking fairly comfortable.
Yeah, good work by Jenny. Just sat in the corner. Shame that there was no utility for Kreven to make that an uncomfortable fight on the other side. But for LaRock, that's a very big scalp to take early on. Jenny, not liking odds.
Oh.
Goes through and he finds LaRock.
दो लोग गए ना.
How he survived, got his weapon out, landed the shot, and now BBL okay. They'll recover the rifle.
अरे
They'll deal damage to Jenny. But the advantage sat firmly with the defense for now.
Weaponry
Oh.
dissipating. A heal onto Gianni as well, so although he took damage early, that's now dissipated, and the other side can't have that same sort of luck. Kreven is down to just 45 HP. It would need to be a couple of
एक ही गया, बट वो नहीं था भी नहीं. नहीं वो था भी नहीं.
Now for Kreven, he's gone back, but he's walked straight back into that.
अच्छा खेल रहा है ये.
Operator still in hand, and for Rose, well, he's not been having the best of games individually. Might get one for free. The second player would be a little bit harder to land, but he knows exactly where Kankan is. Knowing and doing anything about it is a very different story.
Yeah, well, this is a team in the form of VDG that looked completely deactivated. They were
Using
making so
Pico.
many basic mistakes going through that first half, even a little bit here. But we always knew it's a matter of time before they wake up. I was starting to think maybe it would be a map, maybe it would be a series. But it looks like they found their form right in time. BBL slowing down and another
11-10 आ गए ये लोग, निकाल देंगे शायद ये मैप भी.
quick succession as well, as they're finding no answers to what EDG are putting out.
I feel like we're getting early spoilers of
चरा का एक भी किल नहीं हुआ उसके बाद.
if you can have Kankan with an operator on the defensive side, he might just kill everyone.
नहीं यार, खेलेंगे खेलेंगे.
That's kind of what he started to do, like lightning fast reactions on the operator. And then you still have the likes of Chichu up the
पर इन लोग का ये है ग्रुप स्टेज है, तो इनका जो एरिया है, प्ले एरिया, दैट इज सो वेरी ऐसा बेसिक लग रहा है ना. नहीं तो स्टेज पे होता है तो कितना लाइट्स वगैरह रहता है. ये देखो कितना मेरा माइक है अभी तक है ना माइक.
I don't know if the next one's even going to be remotely close. I think it is. It's within 2, right? Because they lost 3 in a row. They took a pause, lost 2 more, and took another pause.
2,
so
yeah.
I think it is literally 2 pauses right. in 3 rounds.
Round 22. A 1-round gap now. A team that was trailing and deactivated has found their way back into the game.
My good, yeah. मेरा ग्रुप इवेंट तो इसलिए, हाँ ग्रुप स्टेज है इसलिए.
Pushing up to 12, this could be the round for BBL. Good damage though. Jenny hunting down his prey. Blood in the water.
और die. Ayo, Ike.
To find him, and it will be nobody to do it. At least dealing with one. It's still a man advantage for BBL, and now the time is ticking in their favor.
Oh, they're using everything.
बेचारा.
Literally just blitz all your ultimates at once to try and scrape your way through a round. This is a must win now for BBL.
एक ही जन है. Oh.
Taking this one home. Signed the stand-in, the coach in a 1v4, and with the credits desperately low. Not today.
सेव कर रहे हैं क्या?
Maybe he'll be a replacement on the main roster if he wins this one. You can see him already leaving to the other side of the map, fleeing for the save. 12 for BBL. At long last, it felt like an inevitability 6 rounds ago, and yet it has been a good streak from EDG.
But that's not recreatable at all. Like, you can't
that
use
was a big ult, Tom.
3 high-impact ults in 1 round. And okay, sure, LaRock got the opening anyway, but the showstopper definitely helped get rid of Chichu. And okay, I'll say that the Steel Garden didn't really do anything other than slow one player down at least a little bit. But it has also put the economy on the back burner a little bit for EDG. No operator on their side. In fact, it's Lovers Rock. Now, they do have a Blade Storm. That's going to help, but there are definitely pieces missing here and there. And an immediate 4-player aggression. Kankan 1-for-1. The nade won't quite kill off Loiter. And after seeing that many players, surely that's an immediate response from the attack to go back the other way.
Kankan's dealt with. Chichu still alive, and with the TP as well. He can move to this A site if noise is heard, but Sign not yet getting the read, and the push coming his way. Now a lot of utilities making its way in, and in a moment's time, you're going to see Lovers Rock looking for that opening on the up for Sign. Oh, yeah, I think he's going to walk into it. Oh, no! Lovers Rock walks into him. Great shot from everybody.
Oh, my God.
Shut down that push.
Nice round.
We're going the distance no matter what.
Yeah, so I mentioned it. You get rid of the ultimates, and that round...
You can't see my cat because my cat is...
And that is not how they would have hoped for that one to go. The individual stepping up. That's it. Signed 12-4 right now. He's holding his own within the server. A man that was playing in the Ascension system last year. So as said, it's not like he is way out there of a player who's not ready to jump into the server, but it's still a lot of pressure going up against BBL, some of the best aimers.
बारिश गिरा है तो she is here. Oh.
The trades were going their way, but they're signed. He's now leveled up 14-14. At OT, well, it almost feels inevitable at this stage.
Loida might be able to get some work done, but nobody is sneaking up on his left, and he has no idea. Great shot from nobody, and with Signed on a 3K.
Nice, ये लोग जीत लेंगे ये मैप भी. EDG for a reason. I'm sorry, Jijo. अरे ओ है और 2 मैप और 1 मैप है. अगर जीते 2, 1 नहीं जीते तो 2.
attacks on the other side, and now that EDG have tightened up the game, it's
सब लोग वैंडल यूज कर रहे हैं.
I want to go the other way with it. BBL win both pistols. They win, I think.
नहीं, एक ऑप, एक वैंडल और सब वैंडल, एक ऑप और नो
Like they were handed the map, and now
नो शील्ड.
are in overtime. Like the pressure is severely on.
इधर भी सेम है. नहीं, इधर एक फैंटम है.
Anything more to take this game over the line. If they lose from here, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, you come into a set then with a different mind frame than the quasi advantage you might have thought
आइला
earlier. That hometown hero
गिर गई नीचे.
82nd province of Turkey.
ईयरफोन कहाँ गए थे?
You come in after a loss like this, and I'm not sure that matters at all. Confidence will take a knock.
चिचो निकालेगा अभी. डोंट वरी. देख.
Start to this attack side. They've seen so many aggressive rounds out of BBL. Think about that C push especially that had a lot of success for the defense. So they wait. And now, push comes to shove. And that was very dangerous. The spike was involved in that fight, but it does make it out. Man advantage. Jenny, they know he's tucked in the corner, and they want to deal with him.
Can't go with an attack side operator. He really has not been missing. He's got one every single time. It's only if there's someone raring to trade him. Walk back. Not going to be caught. EG have just completely paused. They have left their opponents with little to no information. The corner being flashed, by the way, just to make sure there's nobody there. Rhodes is already dead. Still wary that there could be a second. But now with a plant.
अभी
And an advantage extending even further. The lead looking like it's going to be.
Oh.
You know he's not going to miss that shot. Lovers Rock
Oh.
to try and recreate it.
हाँ देख देख निकाला.
13 to 12 now. EG after being an
2 ऑप.
deficit.
कैंग ने भी ऑप लिया. अभी मजा आएगा.
It doesn't have that same flair as what we saw in the first half. The pressure they were putting on in the extremities, the early fights that were going their way every time. And now, the shoe's on the other foot. It seems like EDG have the plot armor. They have managed to bounce back from a huge deficit and delete all of those silly little mistakes that were there. That quick of a turnaround is impressive, but it's also what you expect from a squad like this. As said, with this stand-in, I expect them to get better and better. With every map under their belt, I didn't think it would be every half under their belt. A chance for 14 to close the map here and go on to a set. EDG's map pick, and often a hometown map for the Turkish team. Go in there, feeling a blow like this. That'll be a huge advantage. I think they just noticed he knifed the Prowler. It might be Concom with the op. Why wouldn't he shoot it? Okay, let's go the other way.
Attack side. Going to try and take back that space towards C. Khan in position once again, and of course he doesn't miss the shot.
Oh. Leon को नहीं मार पाया, but.
And the C site executes failing, but with the opener onto nobody, that definitely makes things a lot more interesting. The A site is completely under their control. Before they'd had signed.
Rotate कर रहे हैं. वो लोग आ रहे हैं उधर से भी. ऊपर से मस्त दिखेगा ना. ये है थोड़ा. आई गया. अरे रे 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 रे.
Not gonna let this one slip just yet, and they'll get another chance at that defense.
The back and forth continues. A much needed one as well. I feel like that resets this into an even playing field once again. I was just worried they were going to completely fall out of the map after it coming all the way back to overtime. But it seems like BBL still have some fight within them.
अभी और 2 मैच.
No surprise that Khan's invested back into that operator once again. The defenders looking to reaggress towards that seaside, but Khan is waiting. This time not missing the shot, but he has missed 2 players already on the walk-up.
Same space take from BBL, this time without the C's in play. little bit of a different layer to hopefully allow them to push through, to give Lovers Rock the chance to clean house. On the other side of the map is where EDG are focused. Spike outside a jump spot that they're hearing every couple of seconds, but they don't know about Rose. BBL are setting traps on each extremity. Finally, Lovers Rock has
City Pacific.
steps into B now. He knows the play, and they are none the wiser, but the shots don't land. That was a huge play, perhaps round winning. The BBL are going to have to find something else to fight with.
He can't keep up that fight. Means there's no longer going to be a flank. The paranoia is perfect, though. That's the advantage.
One tap.
Nobody waiting in position. Kreven, however, catching. This is looking like a round set up for victory, but still, Kankan and Chichu wait, but it's a missed shot. An uncharacteristic one at that, and a flawless defensive side round coming out of the side for BBL. They need one more attack side round, and they'll finally close out the map that they started.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't be the blowout victory that it looked like. A complete mismatch in that first half. But the same can be said when you look at EDG's play in the second. For BBL, this is the chance to take it home. The attack side's being kind to them in that last overtime. It was LaRock having a fantastic round, finding that showstopper online to close it out. It looks like they will put a lot of focus towards this left side of the map. 2 players outside B, maybe 3. We could see that door swing open and an immediate challenge at the C site.
Also, did you fill up the form which is on the WhatsApp group?
Nice shot from nobody on the rip, and they're still continuing the walk up.
Confirmation form.
All too easy for those initial openers, and losing 2 personnel off rip. You almost feel like it needs to be a mistake for somebody over on the EDG side if they're going to turn this round back.
Oh yeah, they'd have to trade out the mistakes made by BBL. Oh. Yeah, you're just about going to survive that on 1 HP.
Okay.
But
yeah, never mind.
Kankan goes
I was
back.
about to say, Kankan doesn't miss.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. He hit both shots. And now Signed, waiting on the side. Flash for him to swing as well. He doesn't swing. He plays it patient, plays it slow. Maybe that's a mistake. Nobody now dropped, and Signed under pressure from that right side. The off of Lovers Rock. Now all eggs in that basket. Good damage done, but whoa, it's a bit shaky. They get there. 14-14. Another overtime needed.
Yeah, just bear in mind, guys, this is map 1 of the entire tournament. It feels like we could be in for the long haul here.
Pinged you too, but I think you missed it. Oh, I missed it.
When 3 players were looking at him, what the hell were they thinking? Then shift walking through. That was like 2
इनका देखते हैं
Where do you think nobody's gone?
कितना OT पे जाएगा.
No, that was what it is. They looked and they were like, oh, nobody's there.
एसेंट पे देखना है मुझे. एसेंट पे कौन सा सीज लेगा क्या? एसेंट पे कोई
14.
केजे ले सकते हैं ना?
Survived, but not been purchased up on the other side. Seeming like both teams have now found their rhythm, but only one can take this map over the line. The map choice of BBL.
अरे रे.
Definitely feeling a little bit more tentative.
केज भी पॉसिबल बढ़ाड़ी के. केजे तो होगा.
Less fast-paced rounds.
एसेंट में
Been a big point of contact. Kreven just spams into the smoke again. There seems to be a regular occurrence of just players picking a timing, spamming, and almost getting a kill.
A minute on the clock. And EDG still spread thin. The spike was alone outside B, but now it's regrouped. Okay, danger's averted, but the problem is this bait setup. We saw it before from BBL. The jump spot's there from Loida. He sees them and hits the paranoia, but instead he swings out wide. Now goes down. Rose has to have a sensational performance. It's a bit shaky. Could have been 2. But 1 found. At least for BBL, it's just a 1-man disadvantage, and they've got the rotates in just in time. Lovers Rock and Kreven are here to hold the line. The early flank from LaRock, but Kankan just keeps ripping them to shreds. It's EDG with the lead again, and another chance to close this out.
He's just been getting
अभी क्या होगा? जीत जाएगी कि ओटी पे जाएगा?
All the time has been one and done. This is him finding a player with a classic, walking into the site with an operator, finding another couple, and then closing it with a blade storm. The better this guy gets, the scarier things become. By the way, you remember when Chichu was like miles ahead at the top of the board? He's now 3rd.
Kankan was 15-15. So he's had a little bit of
ये ऑफ खेल खेल के कितना मारा है इसने, बाप रे.
and it is scary to be in BBL's camp right now. The attack side having been mounted again. That's
आई मार देता.
tagged up. No more bullets fired. He'll survive that engagement. Oh, look, it's Rock is
Ah!
He's caught Chichu completely off guard. And another under Lover's Rock belt. How's he
क्या मारा है नियोर ने.
pushing in for more? A third will be found. This
गया 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 ओटी.
that makes it even more impressive. Con, yeah, he has had an awakening. But this might put him back to sleep. A 1v4 with an op. You gotta think he's got no chance.
Yeah, I'd say so. Doesn't even have the shields to play with, so can't even take the additional little bit of tickle damage. Like, I think he's just waiting to say, okay, surely someone gets greedy. Someone starts looking and hunting for an additional kill.
आई मारा, मस्त मारा. दिखाना चाहिए था ठीक से. कान का पीओवी. केजे रहेगा, सेज भी पॉसिबल.
Of the tournament is going the distance, but eventually, or at least I hope, we do have to find a winner.
You think so? Well, Tom, we've had some long games in our past. We've had some lengthy affairs.
यार ये ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट क्यों दिखा रहे हैं, कितना अच्छा दिखता है ऐसे.
Yes, they
Not
were.
this iteration.
गेम के चक्कर में ये सब देखने का चांस ही नहीं मिलता है ठीक से.
I'm hoping they're not going to do that again.
कंग is known for his off skills. अच्छा खेला ना.
Maybe even be even longer, but I'm going to see ourselves a timeout taken, a chance to.
देखती हूँ डिस्कॉर्ड में क्या हो रहा है.
Once again, of course, Key was pretty much trying to stem the bleeding all the way through that comeback from EDG, and he failed to do so. It's now whether or not he can find that little piece of magic. We've seen a lot of the attack side rounds that sort of defaults into the pace he hits have been what has worked for either side. And with both star duelists stepping up over the last couple of rounds, we always talk about it, the rest of regulation becomes irrelevant. It doesn't matter if you got 30 kills or you got 2. If you can win an OT round for your team, that's all that matters at this stage. And well, thankfully we don't have anybody in the server with 2 kills. It is a decent spread with both IGLs clearly having to work overtime. And LaRock going into OT has bought a judge.
Naturally, and he's going to find success with it as well. Now, if Jenny hasn't just hit his desk, I think that's what I heard, then I'll be very surprised. That's an upsetting way to have the OT round kick off right after the pause. EDG down a man, attempting to take some space on site. Chichu has a nice paranoia lined up, but it hasn't caught Krev, and he's stood up on top of the wall.
Oh,
He's been spotted, but the blind was good in return.
चिचो फिर से गया.
Signs surrounded is dealt with, and BBL on 16.
Yeah, I think that might have actually been a coach.
अभी कौन जीतेगा BBL के?
Tripping the wall. Sometimes you've had IGL Rose in that smoke, waiting for them to come through. They killed him. This time you just put a judge there. You walk into that smoke, you're dead to rights, and then they have.
कितना कूद रही है, मेरे को डर लग रहा है.
As well to help out his teammate, and then Kreven just landing the shots as he always does. 16 to 15, as said, we've seen these constant back and forths. In fact, we're creating a parallel timeline at the moment, but that means this time we need a defensive round from EDG to keep this one going.
Well, Concon's being the one to find success, and again, he's walking about, pushing up on B to start with the flash blind, and so he knows there's someone here. Instead of continuing, he will wait.
अरे मिस हो गया.
An uncharacteristic miss in a very crucial round. He goes in for more and misses once more. This could be it. EDG have lost one big player, the top fragger on the server, down and out. Jenny tries to pull it back, but he's traded, and Lover's Rock
गया मैच. ये मैप गया उनके हाथ से.
The plan on its way, and nobody in Chichu, all that stands against them. Nobody's had a tough game, but he stepped up in the moments where it mattered. And Chichu, well, he was on a tear. When this team was down and out of this map, he pulled them back in so many of those rounds in regulation. Now they have to do it again.
It's still so tough to break in on. Flash ready and raring to go. On the other side of things, the War Cup at least, but it's been pinged.
Oh my god. Ay! मस्त मार सकते हैं क्या 3v2? Ay!
Once again, his opponent TPing, and then he's gonna turn it back. The time looking like it's gonna be enough as well. That is insanity from the side of EDG. How have they pulled back that 2v4?
I said it.
चिचो अच्छा खेला चिचो मारा अच्छा खेला
Everyone talks about Concon, and for good reason, but this guy's been the highlight. Look at him go.
He went quiet as well, though. That's the crazy thing. He had like 20, or was it 17 kills in the first half.
Yes.
Went missing for a bit and then goes, oh, you guys need me again. Cool.
It was like those last 5 rounds of the second half turned it up to another level to keep them alive, and he's done it again. Map point. And up against BBL going into Ascent. God, that could be series. But now, EDG, they get another.
अभी ठीक से खोल लो जरा.
This attack side. Fight straight into C. They're wasting no time on this run.
Oh, मस्त मारा.
He's found his first already. Rose catches.
अरे
Catch the wraparound. Jenny's left on 7 HP somehow.
Maybe it's Lloyd's turn.
बग्गू कुट्टे है.
Man up against him, looking for the fight, and he'll win it again, no doubt about it. And it's left all onto Lovers Rock. This is not
बग्गू
a good
कुट्टे है.
moment to have in this scenario. Well, nobody's there to close it
बग्गू
out.
वाली बग्गू चा हाथ
Again,
ना हो मेरा.
of this game. Guess what? EDG have another at point.
I can't believe Jenny just survived there. Rose was on his tail. Jenny was blinded up, looking the wrong way. Took a few shots, not even knowing from where. And ends up surviving on 7 HP. That's the face of a man who knows.
2v4 nicely done. बहुत अच्छा खेला.
Knows this map is slipping
2v4 भी मतलब
17 to 16.
स्काई को बचाने जा रहा था वो. चिचो नहीं खेला.
Technically, but they were different OTs. You know what I mean. And for EDG, this could be it. They dealt with Concon early last time. This time, another missed shot. But that was a harder one.
Already a much faster pace take, but it's a ruse. It's a bait. They're pushing them in towards.
मेरा कैट ही गिर गया नीचे.
Already getting smoked off. Chichu also with paranoia, but I think they're past it. They are past it. A little bit further ahead than maybe he's expecting. One of the danger men gone. A post plant once more. But if you could lose a 2v4, you could definitely lose a 4v5, sorry. And well, let's even things up once again.
That was what should have won them the round. Leaving Lovers Rock behind Rubble, but nobody cleared it. Nobody checked for it, and now they can make their way back to the site. Hard to find value with the up breaking through, but he finds it in the choke points. With LaRock down, it's Rose left, and not for long. EDG, they dug deep and delivered map number 1.
It's insanity. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with an operator
अच्छा खेले.
kills with
आप आ गए एडीजी के पास. ये लोग थक गए थे ऐसे लग रहा था.
to sit there like
बट तो भी जीत गए चिचो के वजह से. चिचो ने अगर नहीं मारता ना.
brutal defeat. You were so far in the lead. Double pauses in the space of 3.
Curse lifted.
That is crazy. Nonetheless, we're going back to Dion on the desk.
Thank you very much, Tom and Mitch. That was crazy to have that happen like that. Just insane. We're getting ourselves free Valorant off the top. I know that we had the pause to kick things off, but we basically had half a game right off of that one. Welcome back to Digon here alongside Kukuka and Big Time. And it's just a great way to have our first round of Valorant here at EWC.
I mean, welcome to the EWC, people. I mean, this tournament has come in with a bang. It was absolutely unbelievable. I think BBL are going to be so upset about how that game turned out. They had an
BBL.
their map pick, 2 pistols, a bonus, a ninja defuse for crying out loud.
Ninja defuse was unreal, and also is by the hands of Lovers Rock.
मेरे को फिर से देखना है निंजा डिफ्यूज. मैं ये सिम के चक्कर में इतना ठीक से नहीं देख पाई.
And every single time that Kankan was getting around for EDG in an impressive manner, Lovers Rock was like, I can do that too. I can do that too. I'm going to show you how. Crazy the fact that we got there onto the overtime, and also also, we were saying about EDG and playing in with a sub. I think that Tom and Mitch were doing a very good job highlighting some of the mistakes, but also the way they bounce back. Some of the players, like some of the individual
Cool.
plays that we have seen just during this first map of EWC have been unreal.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
He वो he this है नुस्ती.
for EDG. He always has been, and he has a very slow first half. You know, he's down there towards the bottom of the scoreboard. He's missing his shots. Yeah, you see the way he activates, and you see how the rest of the team come alive around that. I felt like their defensive side macro was so solid as well, and that's what got them back into the game. So also credit to Sign on his own anchor.
Yes.
हर जगह क्या दिखा रहे दिखते हैं.
No doubt they deserve that map.
Yeah, absolutely. It was towards the end of that first half where the score was heavily in favor of BBL. The Kankam was like, what if I grab the operator? I know that the economy, of course, when you're losing so many rounds, it's very difficult to even think of like a tool that is so expensive but so effective in so many maps that we have seen across the entirety of Valorant, having that attack and operator that actually I think mentally got to bounce back, because we were talking about the teams being here and the stage getting loud. I have never, and I am from EMEA, heard Loita scream the way that he was screaming at them. The rest we see sometimes here and there, but Loita's kind of like a good boy, you know?
Yeah, let's take a look at some of those highlights here, because again, the gameplay required the pop-offs that came out there, especially in overtime. EDG started getting loud, BBL started matching, and then every single round, especially that 2v4 later on, that was game-saving by EDG. And remember, this was BBL's map pick, and we talked about coming into it, the form of these two squads. Will BBL be able to stand up to EDG, who has been doing well lately? They come out on fire and just aren't able to close it on out as we take a look at some of the big moments.
I mean, we have to say it once again. ETG have a sub here. This isn't even their full strength roster, and they just won what seemed like an unwinnable map. The level of composure that they have is insane.
I also want to highlight Jenny. We were speaking about him going back on the duelist. Some of
मैं
the
थोड़ा देर खुद भी Valorant खेलते हो.
I feel like we were seeing it every couple of rounds. Were so impactful. The kills across the smokes, having those kind of preparations, they're so important right now. You know, you play the Phantom, you have to spam those smokes, especially the way that BBL were playing.
Valorant खेलना है. Valorant चालू ही नहीं होगा. Bye. छोटा करना पड़ेगा और छोटा छोटा.
many in the pocket. They tried to call a timeout at 11-8 to be like, hey, let's settle down. EDG's warming up a little bit, but we have so many rounds of the pocket from the first half. We should be able to close it out. What's the mentality of the squad like that, who had success early on in the year?
चालू है starting screen वाला
Struggle a little bit.
चलियो टूर्नामेंट देख के पंप हो गए क्या सब एक्चुअली इतना ओटी में गया तो फिर ऐसे ही लगेगा ना किसी को भी
It wasn't a question of the level of Valorant, it's a question of composure.
Right.
And we know, we've seen them have success over in EMEA. It's not like it's not like they're known to crumble. They just have to remind themselves that they are good enough. It doesn't
मैं भी हूँ डिस्कशन में गाइस जरा शांत बैठो मेरे को अभी वैलोरेंट खेलना है
play the way you can.
I think that we can also think about how aggressive they were from the defense, especially here on Lotus, and how much are they going to learn about how that worked out? Because that aggression on the defense.
मैं आई नहीं खेलने तो फटाक से रिक्वेस्ट आता है मेरे को अकेले को कभी खेलने दो जरा
They need to learn to get composure in those kind of situations because also it translated to the attack, making a lot of unforced mistakes.
Yeah, well,
Unrated लगा दिया मैंने गलती से
Paris, the champions of China take the first map, but BBL will battle back here on Ascent. Don't go anywhere. You're watching EWC 2026.
When is the next map, man?
एक मिनट ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा है क्या मेरा गेम दिख रहा है
A superpower. Now imagine an entire city
अभी
being
okay है ना
built to
सब
supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
इतना सब कुछ चालू है
We were there for every click,
मेरा
every
पीसी
clutch,
क्रैश हो जाएगा
every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here now. The proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
no. पर्यंत ये आज प्रीमियर लीग आहे तर आपल्याला खेळायचं आहे काल जी टीम होती आज तीच असणार हा येणार 8:30 पर्यंत येणार मी आता ईडीची मॅच बघून मी हे करेल थांबवेल कारण PRX पण आहे ना शेट यार ईडीची थांबवेल मग नंतर प्रीमियरचं साठी स्ट्रीम करूया मेरे को कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है छोटा डॉन कुछ बोल रहा है क्या वॉल कैसे करने का मैं भूल गई आ गए इधर जल्दी आओ बचाने Nice. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to EWC Valorant 2026. Digon here alongside Kukuka and Big Time. And yet again, we're back. It's EDG 1-0 over BBL. EDG, the #1 seed from
तुमने बोला इसलिए वो खेल नहीं पाए ऐसे
started off on fire in EMEA. They qualify on in as the final seed. They lose their map #1. Now we head to Ascent, Kuku.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be an interesting one also because of the bar that we were speaking about that first Lotus set, but also because I think that they have to calm down. I know that the beginning was a little bit difficult
Arre,
because you
arre,
have
arre.
to wait and whatnot, and that might throw you off. They tried to stay on top
है
of
क्या
that,
वो?
but it really looks like EDG has
तो
adapted
वॉल्यूम
very,
कम
very
करना
quickly
था.
to the way that they want to play. And it's because they have a lot of experience. It is very difficult to throw something
किधर
at
है
EDG
ये
that
लोग?
they haven't seen before. The aggression, yes, is going to work because trust me, BBL can shoot, but eventually EDG will pick up.
Yeah, for sure. They're so good at adapting. You see how they get themselves back into the game in this second half. Their defensive side especially was so solid over on Lotus, but now towards Ascent. So it's EDG's map pick, even though they've been banning it. But Ascent is a notoriously Turkish map. It's a map where the whole country seems to thrive through that, they have that pure aim, that firepower. You see it time and time again. So I think this becomes really hard to predict. And I do think that the idea of mental and composure is everything here.
Morgan, but this could be what we want, okay? So Turkish Valorant, right?
Yep, I'm there.
So they win Ascent, and then what do we get?
Sunset!
Exactly!
That's what we want to see,
There's a
people.
plan. You need to plan. You need to plan. It's all here, guys. It's all here.
All
about
right,
the sunset?
let's head on over on stage as they are getting ready for Agent Select. Again, before we toss into the match here, I want you both to pick one player to step up, right? It's all earning things here. Nothing given, everything earned. Who's going to be the hero for each team?
Can we wait until we actually see the agent picks, because I want to know what is going to happen with the sub situation and if they're
That's
going
true.
to playing in a different role.
That's true.
So for
Yeah.
that for the side of BBL, as I was saying, I think that I know that the one that didn't put up the numbers was Rose, but that is also the way that it is in EMEA, and it's like he always says that he is just there to make everybody else shine, and with the players that he has, it's very easy to do something like that. To me, I kind of want to keep seeing Operator Duo. I'm kind of really enjoying the Kang Lovers Rock because none of them is scared of the other.
Lovers Rock started
मग 5 वाजता सुरू काय आणि बडबड करत नाही काय हो?
finding those openings down C with that operator, and you see it slowly come to a stop as Kang begins to activate. For me, on the side of BBL, if he's able to be consistent, he can do so much work for them, but he can't afford to fall off, or you start to see that composure, that experience from EDG outshine them.
Composure, experience, and also the mental side of this. We always speak about how it's easier to bounce back from a game where they just destroyed you, from a map where, as we said, they had everything in their favor, winning the 2 pistols, some crazy rounds, the ninja defuse, the ecos and whatnot. So let's see where they are right now.
Yeah, I mean, we have the agent select coming through.
Oh, a
but
chamber!
yeah,
Okay.
it's getting spicy for EDG.
And the
on that chamber.
Sage!
And I love the
Oh,
Sage
I
here.
love this!
See, no, you asked me, Kakuka, do you want to see them play standard or do you want to see them get a little bit spicy with it? And they've done exactly that.
I
They're not
love
afraid.
this.
But on the side of
Chichon
BBL,
Sage, oh
Yeah.
god. Okay, seriously, I want this to be an absolute stump from EDG. I cannot believe that I am saying it, but I want them to destroy right now with this composition. I want them to give them confidence to keep doing it throughout the tournament and to do it in China as well.
I will say it's going to be tough in this first half. They have to attack into Cypher Deadlock without much to really be able to burst through. Not a lot, no verticality. Only the Phoenix there as that solo duelist. So I think this first half is going to be crucial for that double senti of BBL to be able to build up some numbers, put a real stop to EDG.
Yeah, again, this is a Group A matchup, EDG and BBL, alongside RRQ and 100 Thieves, which will play later on. You want to get that great start here, and for EDG, they were on the back foot and showed the spirit of a champion, forcing that overtime, time and time again, going to all 5 overtimes, 34 rounds, but get the job done in that last map on Lotus. Here, pulling out this composition that is exciting. It's changing things up. As you said, it's been banned. Ascent has been their ban, and now showing up with something new that maybe BBL won't be prepared for.
And it's also the change of roles, right? Like we saw Jenny going in the race on Lotus. Now he's on the Omen, and it's going to be Signed, who is going to be going on that Phoenix. There's a lot of weight on his shoulders because we see that even though you have the chamber and whatnot, looking forward to what Cheech is going to be doing and how cheeky he's going to be getting with the Sage. Yeah. Especially for them on the attack will be to force the players from BBL outside of the site, just play for that plan and then just play for the post plan. If you are EDG, you have a lot of tools to try and delay them. I want to know though, from that post plan, how aggressive they're going to be.
All right, here we go. Already one map win here for China as a region. They only had 2 map wins overall all of last EWC. Let's see what happens here. We're going into Ascend, EDG, and BBL.
Alrighty, it's time to get into this map number 2, Tom. If the first one was anything to go by, well, it was, I think we might be in for a long day. But Kukuka says she wants to see a blowout for EDG. A one-sided affair from start to finish.
It's kind of mad that we have an EMEA traitor in the form of Big Time on the desk, and now Bayer's starting to do it too. I feel like there's a full conversion coming in, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I would still love to see a lot coming out, but it's Kankan already managing to get a couple of openers. Chichu finding another as well. We were worried about the entrying in towards the site, but it seems like Kankan has them covered in the pistol.
Rock and Lloyd up with it all to do, and well, for anyone that does want to see a blowout in favor of EDG, this is the start you're looking for. Look at Kankan.
ऑफर करके दिखाती हूँ गाइस। अभी माइक चालू हुआ होगा। ये भी ठीक है। डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो नहीं, गेम नहीं, डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो। माइक all fixed.
Already sneaking up behind. Could even be a knife kill being plated up, but said he's going to grab the easy one, confirm the kill, 3 under his belt already. And LaRock, with it all to do, should be impossible, and proves to be 1-0 for EDG. And this pistol gives a lot of value to this EDG side, as you heard from Big Time earlier on. This first half is going to be crucial for BBL, playing the double Sensi. Now, look, we've seen over time, and things do change as different metas evolve, but I think especially with Deadlock, that double Sentinel on the attack side isn't as weak as you would think. You're missing some pieces, sure, but when you do get onto the site, you can lock that down. You have a lot more flexibility in terms of the utility you have to stop floods, to stop early aggression as well. So it definitely does still have its benefit, but I do agree with him that this is the half where it has the most for most teams.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the case for both teams. It's like you're going to... Normally with a Phoenix, you'd expect it to be more attack-sided, but I think just having those contact flashes is really good. But then also, you've got a Chamber and a Sage, both of which are always pretty deadly when it comes to that defensive side. Already, Kankan has managed to walk into their spawn. Now, of course, this is an eco round. I can forgive it in an eco round. In fact, it might even be worth it happening now rather than any other time. Instead, he almost gets a collat. It's going to be a stronger weapon would have done the trick. Already, though, getting towards that tour de force, which is a pretty scary prospect. And another ult that's building up now is the run it back.
Of course, Kankan is the one to make that play, a weaker weapon in play in the form of Marshall. A very clean round for EDG, but I understand BBL in this round, you don't expect to see a player fishing for information like that because you're risking giving a weapon over, and often grouping up, taking that clump play is what works. Kankan really sealed the deal without any danger exposing his teammates to any. Now, the formality out of the way. The first 2 rounds, a little bit more predictable, a little bit more standard, a little bit plain. But now the spice comes into the mix. A bye for both teams and a strong third round for EDG. I mean, this is a bonus, sure, but they have credits and they've got pretty much a full buy here. McConkon already 5-0. A tour de force might not be far away. So for BBL, you need to be careful. That's a little over-aggressive, I thought, from Lover's Rock, but he does get out with 1.
Yeah, had the dash available. That's going to be enough to allow him to escape. And now the contact. I like the wall boost. It gives them an angle that you wouldn't normally have. The spam damage has actually done a significant amount, and the Molotov's going to force Loiter into a move. Even still, though, both players still standing, and now you have that barrier mesh put into play.
Oli वगैरह सब अच्छा डाला है इन लोग ने.
Even still, though, a hefty amount of damage done onto those couple of players that definitely makes things a little bit more uncomfortable on that side of the map.
Oh, it's going to make this push a lot easier if BBL hadn't rotated so many players into position. That's the other problem. Now 4 standing by here with Rose covering the flank, and they will slowly walk away. They did make some noise. I think LaRock will have heard that. But often that's going to be a bait from the attack side to get you to push, to get you to peek, or to get you to rotate. Rose,
he has to get something.
There's 3 players on that catwalk. They're not even looking at him. It
Oh,
should
no.
be free, and he gets nothing.
Throwing net.
This has been a problem.
Pick your
He's
kid
been in
up.
good positions, but he's never been finding the
They're going
kills,
B.
and because of that, they're going the other way. Now, the only danger is that they are a little low on time,
One dead.
but they're going to get past all the utility before that's a problem. And also, they've caught Loiter on the other side. This is an opportunity for a great start, especially with a lurking Kankan wrapping around the back and the re-swing as well. A nice attempt from LaRock,
ये लोग को एक
but
point
in
भी
the
नहीं मिल रहा
end,
है.
it doesn't even matter.
Great read from EDG. The second that they killed Rose, they realized, why would he be there?
Yeah.
It's because they've already rotated because we made so much noise. Instantly, they direct themselves towards B. What would have happened if he just stayed tucked, not even took a shot? They would have ran with 20 seconds left into a 4-man stack on a site that has a lot of choke points for those numbers to hold. That would have probably been a lost round for EDG, and a mistake there sends EDG miles into the lead. A 3-0 start and a very low buy for BBL in this round. They're saving credits for the next. And a 4-0 for EDG is a terrifying prospect, especially with the second round being clean. They have a lot of credits built up. And if this is clean as well...
A lot of credits, no
Very close to
ultimates
max.
used yet because they didn't get to any of them. So now they're built up for this round. And there you go. Run it back just to try and send it through some of that utility. Early pick coming in. Oh dear, another opportunity, but not taken. Kreven's only going to get the one, even still trading back into a slightly more even scenario. The Bucky on the side. They're just not checking. They're not checking. He lands a shot, but it barely does any damage, and the spams will be enough in the end. It's not clean. It's not pretty. It's not a round I want to remember, but it is a round for EDG.
Yeah, I'm really glad they used that run it back to avoid any unnecessary damage taking place, or in other words, to avoid losing the round, because they didn't clear Kreven there. He should have even gotten more, and then Loida ends up landing a tag with the Bucky close range. This is very nearly a lost round, but hey, they had a lot of wiggle room to work with because they had a lot of credits built up. So the important thing for BBL there is, yes, they did damage. Yes, they kept the squad a bit more modest. But the downside is EDG don't really care. They can come into this round with a full buy. They can come into the next one with a full buy. They have a tour de force to work with as well. So not even investing into the operator and still having that one-shot weapon on Concon.
Which one?
Exactly.
कोई एक राउंड तो
With him,
निकालने
it's
दो,
all three.
ना फिर कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा थोड़ा सा.
Oh. LaRock, Annihilation is available, but it's picking a time to use it that will be more important. He's definitely slowed them down. I like the little aggression up the top, then use the Annihilation, tries to make it harder to break. Instead, he's spamming forward, and Rose will be the one to find the kill. Loiter in the corner has also done incredible work. And although it's taken them a little bit of time to get going, this one will be clean.
And you can see why this comp is so strong on the defensive side, or why Big Time was talking about how important this first half will be for BBL, or more so for EDG, because the second half will be a little easier, but pushing into this Senti comp should be tough. And here you see exactly why. You have a Cypher set up on B, you also have a push in B as well. And then that Deadlock utility not only helps on a main where they run out into a Sonic Sensor and get stunned, giving an easy tee-up for Loida to slam dunk at home, and then on short as well, you have the net going through, the kill from the net, and then the ult, which also caught a player who was hit by the net. So when you're out of the ult, you can't move, and it's the easiest follow-up of their life. For the defense, yeah, you get that one, but a lot of that came off LaRock's setup, catching them off guard, and the ult being online.
Early bit of damage, but looking like a much more direct take. Again, though, that sensor in an aggressive position and executing onto it could cause an issue. Instead, they're going to try and utilize the Hunter's Fury to give them a little bit of extra space. The problem is, hasn't found anyone. They don't know what positions are cleared, and they do not clear LaRock. Another great start to the round. The net has actually caught 2 players as well, but he's just making sure they stay safe at this stage. A lot of early damage. And sure, there's a res available, but is there an opportunity to use it?
Look at where the bodies are. Not only are they behind the wall, but there's 3 players ready
काम
and
कर रहे हैं
waiting for
एकदम
that res to
ठंडा
come
वाला.
through, or for another body to come through that
And
choke
mid is
point.
covered as well with the operator.
Yep, no risk of the rotate back, and then because they've got double Senti, not only do you have that Sentinel slowing you down on the A site, you have information for BBL. Nobody on the B site, but a camera and a trap waiting there. And yeah, it won't be ideal if EDG just walk in, break the trip, and get a plant, but that's why they've got this man around. Lover's Rock realizes they have enough time now to have rotated, so he's set up and waiting for them.
Been hitting one here could be enough.
12 seconds.
They also know that they're rotating this way. He still doesn't have any friends to play with at this point, but the TP to the back of site, he can just ignore it, or at least try and wait out a little longer. His teammate in position, and he has done the work. A back-to-back flawless round from BBL. And this time, well, I'm a little happier to see that it was Lover's Rock on the other side of the map. No offense to Rose, but he's definitely been having some fairly devastating whiffs in this game so far. Lover's Rock, not so much. He's been having a good day.
Well, there was a point, what, like 20 rounds into the last map, Rose had only killed people who were looking the other way. So
Yeah, and even when they were looking the other way, he still didn't get a kill.
I think it was about 50% conversion rate, so which includes going into the overtime, the run around onto Jenny. It's
So
been
he's
a
the
rough
leader.
day for Rose.
And sometimes he's hella clutch.
खड़े
Sometimes
हैं
the
अभी
leaders
वो
call
भी
from
ऐसे
behind.
कर भी रहे हैं.
Back behind the front lines.
Yeah.
That's
Bye, कर रहे हैं
what
सब.
he's up to for now. But we have seen it, like even going through the qualifier, Rose was dropping 20 like almost every map. It was definitely a standout for this squad. And that's the thing, right? BBL have a lot to fall back on because he was the one that was discussed when they were going through that Ascension run through the Tier 2 that like, oh, all of these guys, the young guys on the team are going to be in BCT. Whether they qualify or whether they get picked up, we know it's going to happen. But people were like, oh, even if they make it, even if they get all the way through, Rose is going to be on the chopping block. He's old, he can't aim, and all these things. And then he showed us right away, even through that run, that wasn't what he was, that he had that extra gear to shift to.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to see that here today because it has been a slow day for him.
Yeah, I think as well. He's one of those people where a lot of people will focus on the IGL stats. I think if you're winning games, it's completely irrelevant. But the fact is, this squad has talked about being like a family for quite a long time. I think that's why when Comeback initially left, it was a devastating loss. But Lover's Rock, the man who replaced, quickly became a new member, an adopted version of that family. And the thing is, I think it wouldn't be the same without Rose in it. You'd have that firepower, but you would lose so much more. Now, a good couple of rounds, like not just, okay, you're looking at scoreline 4-2, you're saying that's not great. 2 rounds where 0 people have died on the defensive side. And that sets you up wonderfully for rebuys. If you want the operator, you can have the operator. And I think for EDG, it's going to be fairly important that they break back quite quickly. But this round, not looking too likely.
No, but I mean, Headhunters on Con's basically an extra rifle every round. Raz online for
घड़ी
Chi
तो मैंने कभी देखी नहीं है
so
SN पे.
that's an extra gun every round. And
So your strategy is basically pass to Will. Pass to.
इतने ऊपर है कैसे देखोगे?
know what that means.
No time to explain.
Okay. But I'm sure that is my strategy. Unless it's a bad thing, in which case it's not my strategy.
No, it's a reference some people might get, some people might not.
I'm the latter of those. You can explain it to me for tomorrow. That's a trap broken to start with, but there is a second one here, and this was the idea from Previn to
77. कौन सा
have
damage
that
खा
little
रही
backup
है?
to give them space to contain the walkout, although not through the alley, but playing this very, very slowly. Initial contact on B. B players now from the defense in that direction, but this wall's going to cause problems. When you, oh no, it's not.
Must.
In fact, it's going to cause problems for BBL. VALORANT was walking up to it to have a little look.
Oh my, okay, maybe the pistols are actually a benefit rather than doing any damage. Concon with 2 Previn. He's trying to save the day though. The problem though is if they can get the spike, they can leave. Oh, a res there, yeah, I was about to say, that would just be sending that player into the wolves instead. Space is being taken. Concon's retrieved the gun, the res is available, so maybe he could play a little bit more aggressively. And he's been spotted, rotating in towards that A side, but being spotted and dealing with him is a completely different story.
So no chances for the res in the end. Plant to come through. Concon goes down. Of course, you can't bring him right back.
Jet किधर है?
Yeah, they're split An op on the retake as well.
Yeah,
Lovers
Tudor,
Rock will
oh
take
my
his time,
God.
making his way through A main, hoping to catch an angle and find that shot with the op. His target right down below. It will be Con in hell that he's searching for. The barrel's been spotted. He knows now that there's one there. Kraven's trying to pull him out into the open, and he does a great job at that. Lovers Rock there for both of the final kills, but a big round from Kraven gave them this chance.
Oh, yeah. They should have been dead to rights. What was it 3 picks going the way of the attack side in quick succession? 2 for Con. His lurk timing was perfect. Nobody then wins the fight, and then Kraven just turns the round on its head. Mr. Impact himself saving them once again, and it's going to be at lead, slowly slipping. The 4-0 start for EDG. Obviously, what we can say is it doesn't matter too much because we've seen what they can do in the second half on a defensive side. But I'm sure after going that far into the lead, they will have wanted to at least look to try and convert the half.
Pausa técnica mola. We'll be taking a breather. But what we've seen so far is exactly as Big Time said. You know, I'm starting to think he might know a thing or two about Valorant, but I'm not too sure yet. He said
it's not about food. He knows nothing about food.
No, absolutely not. Although, ask that man about a fruit platter, and he'll tell you a thing or two.
He is an expert. He is a big fan.
Intimately familiar with that.
Yes.
But he said that the double sentinel composition was going to be key for BBL. Key? Well, let's put it this way. It's the key for BBL, and it's the lock that EDG have to break. And when it comes to this defensive side, when it comes to the rounds BBL have put up, all 3 come off the back of those sentinels. Kraven, not so much with the utility, no more him popping off.
It's a bit of a stretch.
But him playing the anchor is the reason that he's over there, even when there were numbers, even when they dealt with those first few players, he was still there.
What was the first blood of the round?
I don't remember.
It was one of the Sentinels getting caught out by their own utility and being shot in the head.
Oh, the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the other thing we got to talk about. You throw the wall there. Okay, maybe you're trying to clear the... There could be a guy in the corner. I mean, he's going to break the wall if he's there. He'll give that away in a moment. He's not going to sit there for 40 seconds. Why did he go walkabouts? Why did you walk towards? That's like you throw the wall, rotate. And now we've got info for a bit. But that was a different approach up against an eco. And I honestly think he got exactly what he deserved.
Well, for now at least, EDG do still hold onto the lead, but you're starting to see, as you were sort of alluding to, the terrifying prospect of what this composition can do on the defense, the awkwardness that it can create, and even just, again, like seeing that operator have impact from Lovers Rock, it makes me quite happy, because I think we talk about the pressure put onto players to perform immediately, and when Yora was nerfed, it was clear that he had to sort of reinvent himself a little bit. He was one of the best, definitely within EMEA, maybe even the world, on that agent, and it became almost his character. Like, he had to keep going in that direction, and when it got nerfed to the point where it didn't have that same effect, he's had to change, and that has definitely taken some time. We saw some vulnerable, some weak performances when it came to the EMEA stage, but he started to get better towards the end, and I think we're seeing that now, leaning more, even more so into the operator, and especially on defensive sides, I think he's a force to be reckoned with.
Nice little angle as we saw the boys get ready to get back into the game. EDG setting their seats up, gave that same aura as like the Space Marines suiting up. And this could be a big battle for EDG. It's been a struggle up against this defensive side the last 3 rounds. A lot, oh my goodness. A lot of control for BBL in the passive plays. They've walked out with the operator. Lovers Rock finds one, and he's scot-free out of there. If he goes now, that's a beautiful start to this round when so much of it has been about sitting back and waiting.
No smokes.
Now they take it to them.
Okay, they got smokes again. Rez baited out, but no control gain. Normally you might send a player in, they get traded, res them, you have an advantage. In this case, no advantage whatsoever, other than the fact that you really need your smokes. And more so far, been a rough map for Gianni. He was looking very good in the previous. Oh, but this is a different task, and Loiter has gone walkabouts as well. This is almost becoming disrespectful from BBL. Walking up behind, Lovers Rock also then finds another pick. The remaining 2 are in some serious trouble. I think the net catching one, and LaRock finishing his prey.
A very different face after that timeout, the breather that we had a moment ago. Of course, it wasn't a strategic conversation with the coaches. This is the way the players had. We want to play a little bit more aggressive. Get back to how we like to play the game. And as I said, after finding 3 rounds in a row off the back of passive play, I don't think EDG saw that one coming. And after the first bit of aggression, I don't think they saw that second one coming. Nor should they have.
Is this? I can't remember if they took one in OT. Is this the first tactical pause we've actually seen from EDG?
They did take one in overtime. I believe.
In regulation,
Oh, actually,
then.
it could have been because they get them back in OT, so it could have been BBL again. You're right.
I think we can see that. We definitely saw like 2 from the BBL side. But even when they were very far down, I don't think EDG took a single one. But after losing 4 rounds in a row, I think it's also just the manner which they're losing them. Like losing picks to the operator, irritating, using a res to get it back, irritating, and then being full flanked, like a player managing to push all the way up A. That's a problem. And it seems like what's happening right now from the BBL side is they're doing a good job of disrupting whatever play the attackers want to make. Like, okay, you have a plan to do this, well, now you've lost a player, and you're trying to react to me rather than going in with your own plan. So we'll see if they're going to manage to fix that. Of course, again, weaponry is going to be a bit more of an issue in this round, and they don't have any ultimates to play with, bar if they can get an extra orb for signed.
Oh, this is a nice spot. That goes there.
Barriers up again after the timeout. Round number 9. Someone bet to take the lead. Lovers Rock. Not going to hit the shot to start with. It going back in. Flash. Well done for Sign to at least get them around that corner, but this madman is going in once more.
Too much.
Yeah, a little bit too much. He's punished massively. This is it's against pistols. And now you're playing up close, Rose. You're a madman. They pull out a flank again. What is happening in this game? BBL need to tighten up the gameplay. They've gone pushing on short against an eco. They're making every cardinal sin, every mistake in the book. 3 versus 5 now. Weapons recovered for EDG. Run it back online, and Jenny's probably about to just... Okay,
never mind.
Never mind. He's at least going to be dealt with, but still the advantage for the defense when they shouldn't have had anything to say about this round.
Oh dear. See you later, Rose. And that leaves Kraven on this site alone, under serious pressure, being rounded on by the ultimate, and he goes for the player behind, hoping that maybe the second fades. I don't mind his target selection, but I do mind just about everything else in the round.
I think he even realized, I'm going to get traded here no matter what. So I might as well kill the guy that won't come back.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. It's the right call. But yeah, this, I think just call a timeout if you're BBL. Because what the hell was that? You have I can't believe, a triple peak.
Well, also
not 3 players,
the third one.
3 peaks back to back.
Okay, I still don't like it, but if he was full HP and he goes for the third one, I'm like, that was silly.
But he had his dash on, so he was like...
He had 45 HP, I think, when he goes for that swing. I'm like, hey, you get body shot out of the round. Like, that's crazy to try and attempt it.
To then push short as a response after... To also leave the space during that fight for a mid-flank, to then push short. It's... Actually, the short push is probably just... the right play in response to everything else. He just lost the fight.
Did he see the scope? No way. He did.
Okay. Well, that looked like a really cool play and a cool setup, but it hasn't worked. Jenny's just traded himself.
Oh, no,
not so much. He'll be pulled back from what would have been the dead in a 3 versus 2 setup. That was a crazy opening from BBL to go aggressive like that in B main. The Cloudburst blocking the op, and yet they find nothing for it except a disadvantage in the end. This time, early aggression favoring EDG. And now EDG just sitting back. They have the advantage. They have the spike. There's no need for them to overthink this. And as time ticks on, the chances of them walking into an open site or 3v1 continue to increase.
Plenty of time to play with. Like this. Kraven, though. The odds of you winning a 3v1 on the site, very low. Maybe not for him, but very low. Whereas grouping up, playing it together, that makes things at least a little bit more interesting. Steps will be heard. Rose at the back of the site. Teammate just eating for the push, and it seems like nobody was watching it, but do they still expect Rose to be here? They absolutely do not! And that's where the IGL could strike. Again, we talk about him getting kills when the players' backs are turned, but hey, he has to put himself in those positions.
Exactly. He keeps getting his way behind them, so you can't
आपके
really
पास एक्सेस
fault
है
the
ना
guy
मेरे को
for
भी
it.
मिलाकर करूँगा पर
wild
मैं तो
attempt
जी का
here.
मैच करोगे आप
Just doesn't
कर
work
सकते
out,
हैं एक
at
साथ
least to start with, because BBL won B main aggression for two reasons. One, to kill them, to fight them. And two, if they're not there, if they're close by, if they're in mid, they'll go scurry into the A site when they hear all that noise, and they'll go into not just your Cypher setup, but your deadlock
कितने
setup as
बजे
well.
है
They
जी
had
का
both Sentinels positioned there with full
10 बजे
utilities
ऐसा कुछ है ना
online.
लाइट बंद हो गया गाइस
Instead, EDG met them on the push. Found success early on.
This
That's
slide
a
is enough.
nasty little
Abhi
spam
ये
from
शाम का है
Rose.
ना?
You'll love to see it. And the Phoenix down and out already. This is the only duelist that
I saw
EDG
your
have.
Discord,
We
or you
talked
can
about
ping
their
me on
inability to
Discord.
get up and over some of these
backside
traps to
कौन
get
clear
by them.
करेगा?
And now your ability to fight through them
इंडियन होता
massively
तो
nerfed.
कितना गाली अरे बैकसाइड क्लियर नहीं कर रहे और इतना चिल्लाते हैं
Tour de force
मेरे को तो
available.
ऐसा चिल्लाने का बोला तो मेरे
just
को
going
ट्रैप की
towards
याद
the
आती है
switch, but almost
पता
used as a
नहीं
bit of a
क्यों।
bait.
मेरा जो एक दोस्त है
A lot of players
पार्टी में रहता
are
है
known
वो
to be here at this point. And it's the jump across. I like the attempt. Not
4:30
quite quick
को है
in
अच्छा
downfall,
And that's
right?
what
4:30
gets
है
him.
Nobody over the top. The wall has
यही
definitely
timing
been
है
seen. They
मतलब
know
आज
that
का
they're trying to play peekaboo around the
कर लेंगे
window,
कर
but
लेंगे
Ichu hasn't dropped off. He is still waiting just to see if he can find a pick.
Brock's just walled short. Going for the walk up on A main. It's no surprise the wall's there, and Concon's going to go exploring it.
Ichu goes again.
कल इनको बहुत इंडियन यूट्यूबर्स को
It's like
ढूंढना
the
पड़ेगा
fifth pick
तुम्हें
over
है
the
कोई
top of the
पहचान वाला
wall.
और
And Loito
वो
was
करने
just
वाला
sat
है
there
वो
looking at the
वाली।
window like the
सब
whole
मिलके
round. Like, yeah, but I
करेंगे।
know you're up there.
Oh, they've turned away at the wrong moment. Lloyd has been caught with his knife out. The smoke up for Rose. If he walks through this, the timing could be crucial. Concon's being so patient. The trap thrown down. It's Rose's time to go, and there we go. Striking from behind again. Rose just keeps on doing
क्या
it,
खेल
man.
रहे हैं ये लोग बार-बार वही हो रहा है
Crazy how many just backstab kills he's actually
It's
getting.
wild, bro.
Like, that was just well played. He hears the trap. He goes, okay, well, no one's going to be looking at this now, so I'm going to run through.
But
Even if he died, there was enough time that his teammate would be able to deny the spike anyway.
It's the fact that he waited because he knows it has an activation time. So when you throw it down, you're often going to wait a second and be like, does anyone
Yeah.
push? No? Okay, I can go. And then he comes out just as it's activated. You even heard it. It started to tag him, and he stepped through the smoke and took his kill just in time. Great play by Rose. Smart player. And that's the thing. See him hit these heights quite often. For BBL, early aggression on A main. The drone's going to be broken by the first man, and now the op just posts on the angle. It should be good night and sweet dreams to Con, and that it will be.
He's been the major danger. Teacher's gone a bit quiet. And a
ये
7 to
बार-बार
5
इधर
half
ही
looking
wall
more
कर रहा
and
है
more likely from
Dead
4-0
dog,
down.
इधर वॉल करना रहता है
This has been an
Keep the
impressive
lineup.
recovery. But as we stated at the beginning, BBL
Dodge.
have struggled on the
Dodge.
attack side of this map.
Dodge.
It definitely won't be a death sentence
Shot
by any
कौन है
stretch
मुझे
of the
नहीं पता,
imagination.
मतलब
Maybe just a little bit.
I'm really unaware
If he'd lost that fight, I might have left. But nobody.
I'll find your
Well, we
Discord
saw
तुम्हारे
1v5
YouTube
earlier
channel पे
today.
होगा ना Discord
Unfortunately, he is on the attack.
ये
And
तो
he has
तुम
45
Discord
seconds.
पे होगा ना पोस्टिंग वाले कोई तो पोस्टिंग वाले इसमें ये कर दो ना कि जो है कल
Likes them
डी के
pushing.
मैच के लिए अभी मत करना कल सुबह ही कर देना
Out to any.
फिर एक साथ मिलेंगे तो
Yeah.
हम कर सकते
Not
हैं
really going to be beneficial to save at this point, you know. You
Ping.
keep
No.
the gun, you keep the credits, but
Keep the
then
KD.
you KD, yeah. Swap halves, and it doesn't really swap sides.
KD does.
It's true. KD carries on. Oh, his slow pace has avoided
EWC
the net
वाले
at
में
least,
हूँ
but there
मैं
are four
हाँ हाँ
players
EWC वाले
between
में ही कर
nobody
देते हैं
and the A side. And there will still be 4 players when he falls. 7 to 5 at the half. A big recovery from BBL indeed.
मिलते
But this is why when we
yes
saw
कल
those first, like the
डी
third
का
round
मैच है
especially, go
बहुत
the way of EDG,
एक्साइटमेंट
we're
है
like, this is a danger. Because
डी
they've
अच्छा
already
खेलना
built up
चाहिए
a
यार
lot of
मजा आएगा
runway.
फिर
And with just a
बहुत
little
ज़्यादा
bit more chiseling away, they've ended up in a pretty reasonable position. I think this half overall, at least from their camp, is going to be looked at in a positive light.
Yeah, I think it's more just the manner. Like, if
Rare
you
हमें
go,
में
okay, you're going to get 5 rounds on your attack side with this composition, they go, yeah, all right, that's not too bad. I'll
किला का
take it.
साली हर्षी का तो
If you go,
प्लेयर
you're
है
going to win the first 4, and then from then onwards only get
ये
1.
किला था
Maybe not so much. I think I'd be a little bit
Yashika
disappointed that
player.
they didn't at least level up at the half. But I think for the side of BBL, like, this is the bare minimum. But I've never really been convinced by their attack side. You look at them when they even playing in the qualifier versus Na'Vi. a 9-3 defensive half. They then lose the attack 4-8, but that's enough to win the map 13-11. They did the same versus Heretics. You get a 9-3 defensive side half, and then you lose the next half 3-9, lose in overtime. So their attack sides in recent form have been weak on this map, and I think up against the Sage and the Chamber of Kankan, who is hitting, it's going to be much harder going into the second half.
Without a doubt. This is where EDG find a whole lot more of an upside. For BDL, like we said,
काय झालं ही अशी का झोपलीये?
it's a strong position.
बघू.
The composition has its drawbacks when it comes to making that push. BBL have their drawbacks when it comes to making those pushes as well. So when we get into that second half, you want to keep your eye out. You want to see Rose keep up that strong performance he's been having so far. Chance on the attack side to slip behind them perhaps a little bit more than we saw here. Although that is hard to imagine. I very much enjoyed seeing him on this map, especially contrasted to the previous.
I think now, though, that you go into this attack side and Lover's Rock becomes a pinnacle part for the side of BBL, because he needs to be getting the sort of entries in towards the site. Like, they don't have a lot really to set him up. Post plant, beautiful stuff. Like, they've got so much available to them in post plant. It is quite difficult, almost like the old school Jet, where it's like dash in, throw a smoke, try and kill someone. If not, hopefully get traded. That's the plan.
Defensive side, not holding any sight.
Yeah, maybe,
Instead, looking for a mid battle. Well, in the same boat, but showing a lot of patience, so much so that EDG will have to reset hold extremities. Of course, they're allowed to do this because they have a Sage wall inside B main and a chamber trap covering A main. So if this was a quick push on the extremities, they'd have the info and they could instantly get behind them. That is a big pickup, though, by Lover's Rock.
Yeah, that was an attempt from Kankan to avoid the drone. He avoided the drone, but got shot in the face by the player expecting him to do it. Signed. Or timing is going to be everything. It's a quick trade. I think for BBL, that's okay. Keep the man advantage alive. And now they head into the site of Jenny. Playing Jenny.
Duelist है क्या भाई?
That he is. Paranoia, that's great. Too caught by it, but of course it's a narrow laneway. The Rock just spams away. Taking it with ease. Finding the plant. Leaving nobody in Chichu. Other side of the map, miles away. And they're going to be delayed even further. If they decide to come in through heaven, there's a wall waiting for them there. You just saw LaRock throw that up. They shift contact up. Clock is going to bleed quicker.
This is the problem. Like, even in a pistol round where you don't normally have all of your utility, it's just so much time bought. The net is going to do the same. You have to take the time to remove it. Paranoia then does the same. And it is just easy pickings in the post plant. An opportunity maybe, but no. It is LaRock who's going to be able to get 4 kills. And that's so much more important than you might realize, because one of the few real entry tactics they have is the Annihilation. That ultimate is so irritating to play against, because say you're a Sentinel, say you're playing a passive position, there are so many, especially because you can bounce it, you can bounce around the Jenny, maybe clear another spot at the same time, and if you get someone, it's going to be very awkward to try and fight to get them safe.
But it's just so much better on the attack, I feel like. At least thinking of all the times we've seen it used. If you use it on the defense, what are the chances that guy's alone? It's so rare. Always there's someone there to shoot it. And yeah, you can follow up on the kill afterwards, of course. That's a different thing entirely. But when you come to this half, who's going to be with you? Maybe one guy? And while you're breaking them out, everyone's rushing you. So it is a really good tip of the spear. Great. A big upside for BBL. Okay. Well, they've lost the duel to a classic, which isn't a great start, but that was one of the pistols, of which there is another.
He definitely didn't expect it to be stood in the open.
Didn't he pull out a shock dart when he saw him? He saw him and then went, hold on, I can get this guy. Old-fashioned, medieval style. What the hell? Well, that's not worked out, has it? Stage
God.
heal as well. Nobody
तुम
went from
भागो तो
10
हंसने
HP
भी
all
जा
that
रहे हो।
is to
Rose is a man of honor.
If they lose this round,
whole
I will not
if
kill him
nobody
with
gets
a
a
my drone.
4K and wins this
He
round,
got healed as well, so he's not even
Yeah.
low anymore.
Just
Oh,
the
that's
weapons
tickled
are
me.
there.
That's tickled me a lot. Good paranoia. Yenny's now going to get rid of Loiter. Larocque still going strong. Spams through, doing a lot of damage, but nobody's still standing. Another shock time, and he gets Rose!
Enemy kill.
Oh, the free kill. Not so free. There is 15 seconds.
क्लासिक पे इतना अच्छा खेल रहे हैं।
can they make it? 12 from market, maybe just about 10. Yeah. They're good. They're good. They're
उगड़ी
good. They're
जाए।
Yeah.
down to the second, but
Night, night.
it works. Nice cross
They're
coverage
both
by
low as
Lover's
well.
Rock. Yeah, that's why he needs that kill. And even getting aggressive. I don't mind it that much, but the timing is awful. Nobody had just slipped past the angle. Larocque has ult.
Bandit से मारा
This is
उसने।
still winnable. This is still doable.
इसके पास
But
है।
he's so low.
Bandit।
50 HP effective.
Ah!
Doesn't take a tag there at least. Still not going to pop that ult. But here it is. Sonic Sensor finds one. There's one eaten by the ultimate and the spray. So close. 20 HP
Just let him
left
die.
unsigned, but it's
Just
enough.
let him die. Just let him die.
Nice. अच्छा
He's
खेला।
like, yeah, you should have died earlier, bro. Like, come on.
क्लासिक
Look
से
at
ये
me
लोग ने
alive. I need
निकाले।
to what is going
8 seconds
on,
left.
bro?
He had so much time.
Don't show the rose one, please. Please don't show the rose one. I just don't. Okay,
Oh,
thank
we
you.
didn't- we
Thank
didn't
you
show
to
it.
our replay ops.
He's just like, see you later, bro. He's giving him
I
the
can't
orb.
believe he just
Give him
left
the
him
orb.
alive.
Giving him the orb.
That's so kind of him.
Yeah, look, and because of that,
But he's 2 away.
two
Yeah.
away.
Could have given
Good
him.
orb management.
Yes. Phenomenal.
Could have had a gun, but
Yeah, the credits are a bit low, actually.
oh, Rose. I hate that you also spoke it into existence. He didn't quite get. I think you said 4K. He ended up with 3, but nobody was definitely the difference
Huh?
maker. Very nice. Okay, a molly kill
मिल गया
early on,
उसको।
and then the swing out. Oh dear. Larocque is still hitting. Larocque is definitely still hitting on this attack side half.
Those are weapons recovered now. 2 rifles in the hands of these attackers. And a push up into window. Lover's Rock takes a little long on the first. But he's left nobody. Desperately low. 1 away from a Hunter's Fury. Heal at least can come through in a while. Now it's needed.
Nice.
He's just swung out. 58 HP and a heal. Priming in his back pocket.
भाग
But
रहे
he
हैं।
didn't care. He took the risk. And, well, it's almost paid off. 1 more man to deal with. Look
Yeah,
at this
अच्छा
from nobody.
strategy है।
Juju, they're backing out. The flank here could have been deadly, but instead, they're the ones with the surprise position. Larocque might think that they've fully left, but they are standing close by, ready to pounce. Soon as he tries to plant, seems like Larocque is just... In fact, he's taken so long that they now second guess whether he's even... That's just changed.
They'll hear him. They'll know.
क्या रे कैसे वो
At
लोग?
least giving himself a little bit more of an opportunity. The net is going to land as well, so slows them down at least a little bit. Gives him additional information. Looking to try and wrap back round behind them, but nobody's aware. Doesn't quite connect the shots. 14 health, and he's managed to get rid of another. Leaves it down to a 1 versus 1, him versus nobody. And he finds the shot again! Larocque is on fire
अच्छा खेला ना
as it
एकदम
stands,
strategic
and
एकदम
he is
strategic।
dragging BBL through these rounds.
Yeah, he started that with a sheriff. 2 players pushing him in a smoke. And he finds both blinded as well near side. So he saw the second guy. First one hadn't got a clue. Just saw the kill feed light up. To win this out in the end as well. Yeah, Chichu was quite low and probably shouldn't have ran there without his teammate. It was a mistake, a silly one.
बहुत ही अच्छा खेला।
But especially with Larocque, 14 HP.
Rose 22 and 8.
Expect that to be how it
1000
went
IQ
now.
वाला गेम प्ले हो गया ये तो।
BBL stepping inch by inch closer to a map 3. Would have been a 2-0 that they're encroaching on. A round away. Times.
Here.
Facing off against pistols, this should be double digits. Had it for BBL on the last map, and they won round that
Flight.
just as dangerous when they have pistols. Say the same thing for EDG, and with a run it back in Hunter's Fury.
Nowhere to run. Why destroy?
Right away.
Wait,
Oh my! Nobody's picked up 2. The Hunter's Fury down through A main. Sent BBL now to a 3 versus 5. The rifles dealt with, and it's going to be a late push up by the defense to recover those weapons.
Timber
Ult through
Timber
for
ने
Lee.
खाई क्या?
Hasn't found a target just yet, and when he does, it is the ult that's caught. So if they can break him out, great. If not, he's going to come back. But look who's sitting patiently waiting. Beautiful play for Laroc.
As managing to do
लोग
so
बहुत
much
अच्छा
for this
खेल रहा है.
team. As they're dragging them, kicking and screaming and going for the ace. Back-to-back rounds won by Laroc. That is 9 kills in 2 rounds. This guy was spoken about so much in his tier 2 come up, but now he's dominating in this server.
Strategy खेलता है ये.
Especially considering it started with a Hunter's Fury, picking off 2, leaving weapons to be recovered as well. The run it back used, Laroc catches it with the ultimate, steps in, kills the teammate, waits for the ult, and finishes out with all 5. A generational play from this man. 15 is the highest kills on the server, except for him, who's on 27 on the deadlock. Not someone you expect to see drop in the 30. Of course, he is someone, but not an agent that you expect to see drop in the 30. Although, Lovers Rock and Kraven already down. That's a big start for EDG. Remember, the last round was an eco. And a res online as well. There's plenty of safety nets for this defense.
To be honest, though, I'm looking at... Oh, Rose getting one.
Chito.
Laroc still standing.
I
That gets another. Okay, maybe an unexpected hero in this round. He's been having a bit of a rough game, but to bring it back, even once again, Yenny, though, re-aggressing with his teammate. Rose has been spotted, looking to almost be the hero on his own in this round.
Nice.
Yenny, okay. That's
अच्छा
a
खेले.
wake up. 4 kills for him now. It seems like we're just
27 KD है उसका
Yeah,
वहाँ पे.
it very much does. Whose turn is it next? What a play by Gianni. As you said, he had been a little quieter compared to that previous map, but
yeah.
Oh, that's one way to wake up. You think about last map, nobody found a clutch, and all of a sudden he was playing the game again, found his rhythm. It'll be the same for Gianni. 3 rounds behind. But on the defensive side, you know, finding your footing. We saw it from BBL, 4-0 down, and then they dominate once they crack the code. This is dangerous, but a TP at least available to get out of there. Never mind. Concon's being deleted right away. Overstayed is welcome.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Timber
It's
इतना
almost
अच्छा
like the
नहीं खेल
opposite
रहा.
of what we're talking about with the Rock. Like, you kind of
Off
expected
to use करता है
him to
but
struggle a
Timber
little
के
bit more
वो
on the
उसको
attack.
मार
I
रहे हैं सब
expected to
लोग.
see a lot more coming out from Concon on this defense, but let's be real, he's been missing.
Wyatt here, he'll be brought back into the round, given a second chance, a second lease of life. The B site, I was going to say given up. Jenny has taken the TP from the shadows straight to the B site. Sat on the back, he's going to be caught immediately. He was shot, caught by a drone, hit by an ult as well from Laroc.
Yeah.
Couldn't even make it into the cocoon because they took him out so quickly. A 5 versus 4 now, and the retake needed for EDG.
Yeah, this is a chance to sit them right back down. After a big round from Gianni already, the swing coming back through, clearing
Cypher
back,
कैसे बैठा है
but
वो
Loiter
देखना है मुझे.
adds another to the pile. Nobody's at least done well. Bladestorm and the Judge are definitely going to be difficult to break through, but that time has been ticking now. Still 4 players within this site, and maybe EDG can make this a very costly round by locking them in, but I don't think BBL are really going to care that much. They've got some spare credits they could still purchase, and it's actually more damning if the defense were to lose all their weapons instead, though. Nobody cleaning up alongside Loiter for the other side. And an 11th round now for BBL, and everybody goes down on EDG. I'll be honest, I don't think that was worth it.
No, maybe not. I mean, it looked damn close to being a clean and clinical closeout. They could have had all 3 players left alive with nobody having that quick 3K. But Loiter just did a little bit too much at the end. Kept Phoenix in position, stopped that rotate through market, so he's got to go through main, and instead, because he doesn't have the time, he's caught by the spike. Big damage done. G Struggling now to put the credits together. A couple orbs found, nobody, but he's still 3 away from the Hunter's Fury, and there's not really any positive to write home about for this defense. Guess the AWP and Concon's hands, but he's been slow. He's not been hitting the way that we know he can.
EWC co-streamer. Why though?
Moved and shot at the same time there. Very uncharacteristic.
Oh. Trying to slow them down on the other side.
Wow. Yeah.
Con has to escape. Nobody's getting
By the way,
shot-darted into oblivion. He's almost dead off that. And now
why are you
Chichu
supporting
under pressure.
him?
And well,
If you're
at least
following
had a teammate save
EWC.
him. Healed back up at least a little bit. Loiter's done well once again. Concon's found absolutely nothing, and Chichu becomes the man who has to deal the damage, and it is only the one. A flash here, not going to hold any value with still being walled off. With a long rotation coming back. Look at the gun Jenny has as well. That is not the gun you want in a retake.
Well, unless you break that door and catch a guy up close, completely unaware.
EDG will win this.
Previn is here,
This
patiently
map.
waiting. And now he's been spotted. This is a little bit dangerous. Dodges the flash up close, though.
See, the
Great
way
work,
they are
and Loida
playing.
comes through to help out. LaRock as well. Yeah, they realized Krevin's in danger, and they came to his aid.
I don't play Valo all. Like,
Did
which
that
game
flash
you
make it out
play
as well?
then? Tell me, because I'm not just streaming Valo for
Thinking now
EWC.
that I see the screen get slightly blinded, it might have went behind him,
Which
or it might
game?
have stayed in the smoke. I think it might have stayed in the smoke.
Yeah, that was my thought process as well, because I not sure Loiter did touch that at all. I think it
I
was
thought he
just-
stepped close enough that it went behind him, but yeah, now seeing it again, I don't think he even got blinded temporarily.
No.
Or
I've never
partially.
seen
And
all
I
those
do think
places.
that Signed did get blinded,
इतना
which
ऊंचा ऊंचा है.
seems impossible unless it was still in the smoke. But you know,
Minecraft,
only partially
BGMI,
blinded. I think you could still see as he came
PS2
out.
as
Love his
well.
rock though. This map has
BGMI, so
delivered on the side of BBL. We said that they might
Orangutan
struggle when it comes
and
to this
Godlikes
attack side. It's
are
been
going to
anything
be
but.
there.
LaRock is having one of those
They
performances
are
once again.
they
This
are
is a
there
man
for the
that
EWC.
if
उन
you
लोग
are
का
a
spot
fan of
reserve हुआ है,
BBL,
पता है ना?
you're probably a fan of LaRock.
I
and if you don't
might
like BBL,
stream
you probably hate LaRock because he
PUBG
is horrible
Mobile
to play
if I
against.
get chance. Unfortunately, I opted for
already.
PUBG.
Waiting,
Battleground.
even just taking the flash. This one did land.
That's why.
Oh, he's under
OG,
pressure,
yep,
but Signed
yes.
is delivering.
That's
the
why
super
I don't know
sub
if
for
I get
two.
permission
And
to
they've got a
stream
5-round lead there. You
BGMI.
can see BBL are
Oh, yeah,
feeling
they
a
definitely
little
didn't
too
show
BGMI
confident
नहीं, PUBG
last map.
Mobile.
Yeah, it's not like EDG have been streaking around.
So
So
देखते
why
हैं.
not? Give him one.
I
See
can
what happens.
stream,
Make
I
it
can
interesting for
stream.
the viewers at home. Now, it's a little
उनका
brazen for
matches.
sure, especially against the low buy. I mean, just straight up
Chess
a
I'm
mistake, but
streaming. ऐसे टोल के है.
wanted to close it with
टोल
style.
के है उसमें
Now-
chess में.
Hard work, sweat and tears to get them across this line in round 20.
I'm streaming chess, Fortnite also.
Potentially being set up.
Your
Wall has
shots
gone
can be
down and
better. Not gonna lie. Do you
that
edit on
leaves
your own?
Chichu isolated.
Yeah,
Already
I do
getting
everything
caught up,
on my
of course, has
own.
the heal, but it's not going to save him too much. He's
I
also
mean,
been
I
pinned,
want
but,
to edit shots. To
Well,
be
that makes it a
honest.
lot easier. An opener into the site. Loiter taking some
देखते.
close ground, and with the weaponry still in favor of this attack side, they're going to re-aggress alongside the ultimate. It is a slam dunk for BBL, who will take map number 2. Both
जीत
teams
गए.
winning their map
This
choice.
side
Yeah,
of
we
map
gotta
is
say-
split,
I should say.
and I'm also going to play
We gotta say
split.
sorry to anybody out there
At
who was
8.
hoping to see a blowout.
It's
in favor of
7:30,
EDG.
so I
All of the
think I'll
traders
have to
put
stop
in their place
this.
from EMEA, and now BBL have a chance to take this 2-1. They've got another opportunity, but this is almost tragic, Tom. Sunset feels like a strong position for EDG, and when you consider how things went in map 1, this
Nice,
could
nice,
have been
nice,
over
nice.
already. But now it's all the way to the third map, isn't it, Degon?
That's right, it is, Mitch, as BBL find their form at the right time, battle back, and as Tom said, it has been wins on the opponent's map choice, which has been so fascinating here, given
ये
how
ऑडियो कम
much
करती हूँ इनको बहुत चिल्लाना होता है.
going on into the current map rotation as we bring back our analyst Kukuka and Big Time. And y'all, you talked about it. This is a Turkish-made map here on Ascent. BBL held up to that expectation.
Yeah, I mean, we had questions, right? EDG picking a map that they've previously been banning. So whenever a team does that, you have to ask the question, are you actually that well prepared on this map where you just kind of scrim demons a little bit? And this is what it felt like. They come in with this kind of
इतना बड़ा
looking comp, you have to say it's something
Poem.
different, but I don't think they were really fully prepared for what BBL were doing, and it felt like they were always behind the 8 ball a little bit.
I also think that for this side of EDG, if you think that you're playing in with a sub, you are not very sure of your chances, that can also be a way to prepare yourself for what you try. Now, Ascent is a very important map, and is the kind of one that you want to get some reps on, and this kind of situations do happen often.
No,
Yeah.
They definitely do not, as, again, a huge victory here for BBL, the third qualifying team out of the EMEA region, taking down the most recent third-place finisher at Masters London. And when we think about the gameplay here for EDG, we talked so much, and you always have to, with EDG, about Kung Kung, who started off hot here, but then cooled off.
Yeah, I think it was 7 kills in the first 3 rounds and then slowed down dramatically. I mean, I think when you look at this first half in general, it was 7-5, but that's not counting the fact that EDG got a pistol and a bonus. Really, they were massively outplayed on this half. They found it hard to attack into that double sentinel, especially without a jet or a raise, something to help break past these lines of defense. So just left stuck static there, and that's not what Kang Kang wants to be doing.
I love to see also that LaRock is always putting himself in a situation where he might not be fully comfortable, and I like to see him play in the deadlock, but you also need to think about the comfort of the rest of the players. You see the Rose with the Sova and the impact that he can have in scouting those places.
I don't do short stream. I also short stream, but just because of this is EWC, I am not short streaming. I might do it. मेरे को ये settings करने में बहुत time लग गया. EWC का is entirely different profile for me. Like उनका overlays वगैरह अलग है ना? From what I stream daily.
Push it to 7-5, and really never felt like EDG got their footing in the second half.
Yeah, it started off, as we're saying, super strong. Kankan, as you were saying, Morgan getting this first kills.
Yes.
Signed as well. Like playing a Phoenix in this map against people that shoot this hard must not be easy at all. But to me, again, I have to keep highlighting LaRock. This is such a risky thing that they do, because in so many occasions, it is at the cost of how incredibly good he is. It is good to see that he can have a performance where he can put a 29-11 because you are LaRock. He's done it with so many agents in so many other maps, but at some point it ends up taking a toll, because only one person can be
An editor. Oh, you're an editor.
That player is
So you know what is beneficial, यार. उनको तो पता है.
But I mean, I think for me, this game really is just a story of EDG overcooking a little bit. You know,
तुम किसके projects लेते हो क्या?
to pick your permaban, it gives you tremendous flexibility and surprise factor in the veto. I think BBL would have been very surprised to have to play this Ascent, but ultimately, to me, I just didn't feel like EDG were well prepared enough for everything that BBL were able to bring. And in that second half especially, BBL should struggle on attack a little more with that Cypher deadlock.
You think so, yeah?
It's you know, it can be good in that post plant, but it's hard to get into them against a team that in theory should be able to stop you. They should have the chamber on a line, they should have Sage slows in your face, and EDG just weren't able to find the answer.
Do you remember I was telling you about, Rose in map 1 not putting in the numbers, and this is something that happens a lot. Think about the mid-round calls that we were seeing throughout that attack, the rotations, the change of plans right in the middle of the round to have the effect on your opponents. All of those, most of those must be coming in from Rose. We hear here a lot of screaming coming in from BBL, and you can tell that they're giving their everything.
Yeah, and again, I just think about that last round.
मतलब map easy था, but क्या हुआ क्या पता. Agents भी अच्छे थे. Deadlock अच्छा खेल रहा था.
Execute their way around that one, and that's part of it. I think not only were the calls great, as we see the picks that Signed was able to pick up there, but it was also just the guns were online, and EDG kind of fell asleep a little bit more. You love this from the youngest team here at EWC at 19 years and 10 months average. BBL showing the resilience, and this is what I wanted to see from them coming into the tournament. Be fearless. Don't worry about the stakes. The more that you're just like, hey, this is just a game, we're just loading in the lobby, doesn't matter who's on the opposite side, the better they've been throughout the year, and they show it yet again here in their opponent's map pick as well. It's just a short memory, and then you're back on in as the competitors as they are.
Now, I said it at the start of this match, I want to see them be disrespectful to EDG, because that's when they're at their best. They're at their best when they truly don't care who they have to play against. against. This is a young, exciting squad, and they believe they can be the best in the world. And I think they showed it in this map too. And it's also, we have to say, great composure, bouncing back after a map one that really
My
was
mic.
theirs. They had everything they need to win it.
I
They
should be
couldn't.
fine.
Those games are often
We
the
can
most
connect on
important
Discord.
stages
Yeah,
of
we
the
can
squad.
actually.
Respect for the bounce back, and who knows what's going to happen on Sunset.
I'm never scared about them like feeling the pressure because they're playing against bigger opponents
My
because that
mic.
has been their entire year. They knew that the moment that they made it into tier 1, they were going to go up against all the big names in EMEA, making it to the first global event as well at the beginning of the year. That is something that they're already over. I want to see if now that can translate into getting some wins.
Well, we'll find out here in our third map. We're going to Sunset, everyone.
So Discord.
It's been a while. You are watching EWC 2026.
Break आया guys. I think I'll end this stream here itself. और हाँ पियाजी है चाय पीने जाती हूँ I'll be ending the stream here and it was nice थोड़ा स्कोर वोर लगाएंगे डिसाइडर मैच देखते हैं क्या होता है I think ADG will win this map क्योंकि थोड़ा complicated है play and see you guys tomorrow for GE guys GE fighting लिख दो GE fighting GE fighting GE fighting GE fighting please इंडिया की टीम को सपोर्ट करो कल जी का मैच है ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स
For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here. Now, the proud founding partner of EWC. Powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Paris for EWC 2026.
guys I'll be ending my stream here it was really nice to see you all कल देखते हैं कल आना ही पड़ेगा यार तुम्हें इंडिया की टीम को सपोर्ट करो and make sure you have liked my stream if not okay take care till then bye bye I'll see you मैं अभी इधर स्ट्रीम एंड नहीं कर रही हूँ मेरी स्ट्रीम पे फिर से आना है क्योंकि ये अभी तुम दूसरों का मैच देख रहे हो ना अभी मेरा मैच देखोगे बिकॉज आई एम गोना प्ले स्ट्रीम हियर at sharp 8 p.m. so be here on time okay see you there added you on Discord yeah I'll be there जनरल में हाई कर दो एक्सेप्ट करोगी what's your username on Discord by the way so guys be there मेरे को शेयर करो सपोर्ट करो कॉम से लो I'll see you there
Team B, right? So they had ultimately the decision to choose if it was going to be whichever the last map was or Sunset. They
okay see you guys on the next stream bye. Team ending का इन लोग ने कुछ नहीं दिया so it's my thing only